Hello, how are we doing today? Welcome to the Bundesliga I wouldn't call it a Super Saturday this week compared to last week. Welcome to the Bundesliga Watchalong Live. As always on a Saturday, we have Kieran D and Kieran L. We should have Rowan in a little bit of a moment's time. We're just waiting for him to pop in. Boys, I think we might as well just go straight into it because we do have kickoff in about 5 minutes' time. Not the Super Saturday of last week in terms of the quality of fixtures. But things got spoiled a little bit early. We've just checked kind of the lineups for some of the matches. I think our standout fixture originally was Wolfsburg versus Frankfurt, but a certain someone's missing. And talk about someone who's missing. Rowan is in the building. How are we doing, Rowan?
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. A certain someone's missing in that big fixture, Kieran. Now.
Oh, the heart was broken when I looked at the lineups, and you can't have a Voot Dost derby without Dost. So it's just a Voot derby at the moment, but I'm sure when the set of 5 subs are made, we will rekindle the Voot Dost love story from back.
We need to. It's awful, isn't it? Well, I've got the lineup there on the screen, as you can see. Adolf Hutter. He's put Dost on the bench today, unfortunately. Can't believe that. One absolute prick. You have Hertha Berlin versus Augsburg for this one. You have Hertha Berlin versus Augsburg. So as you can see, the lineups on the screen as we do get ready for kickoff in about 5 minutes' time, of course. Big fixture today, I think, in terms of the stature of the match of the teams, is Wolfsburg versus Frankfurt. Wolfsburg, not really much of a change lineup from last time. Weghorst is up top, so at least one half of our major derby of the two players is on the pitch. Brekalo is playing in the midfield today, actually, more of a cam role. They're playing 4-4-1, while Frankfurt are going forward 3-4-1-2. Andre Silva and Gasinovic playing together. Kamada playing in a cam role. Rowan's game, he'll be covering that one today, which is Hertha Berlin versus Augsburg. They've gone for a 4-2-3-1. Unfortunately, today, I'm looking at the lineup there. Matis Cunha is nowhere in sight. He's not even on the bench today, unfortunately. So whether he's picked up an injury in training or something, he's not actually there. Ibisevic is up top.
Didn't he get concussed, or we thought he was concussed the other day, but then he played on for a while? And
I think so.
The game, so maybe that it is a concussion after all.
Right, I'm going to be a bit behind than usual because for some reason BT Sport Extra doesn't work on my PC, but I've got it loaded up on my Xbox, so we're all right.
That's all right. I'll try and stay in line with your stream, so I'm not spoiling anything. But yeah, no, it could be the concussion that's cost him in this game. Piatek, who scored in the last game in that 2-2 draw versus Leipzig, he's on the bench. As for Augsburg, they've had a couple of decent results here and there. Cordova's up top, 4-2-3-1. Suchi at the back, Luf in goal. Niederlechner's not actually playing today. He's on the bench. So a couple of the big stars missing in that match. Mainz versus Hoffenheim, as you can see on the screen. Another one of the big fixtures today. Mainz play 4-2-3-1. Kaison, Boetius, Awonyi. Awonyi is actually starting today. Interesting choice in that. Mateta's up top. As for Hoffenheim, Dabur, he was on the bench last week. I think he's starting today. Decent looking lineup there. Bebu, he's on the bench this time, not starting this match. They're going for a 3-4-2-1. And then the game that Kevin D is covering is Schalke versus Werder Bremen. David Wagner desperately needs a win. He's playing a 3-4-2-1. Kali Zhu is playing as a cam today. Weird choice.
That reeks of desperation management, that does, doesn't it?
Yeah, no.
Also,
I mean, you have to try something new, don't you, if you've been as abysmal Schalke have?
Yeah, they have. It's a tough game for Schalke because they need to win, but after Fortuna's win in the middle of the week, Werder Bremen have slipped. I think it's 5 points behind, so they need to pick up a win after Fortuna picked up their win.
And it looks like they're going all out today because Sargent and Rashika are both playing up top together. Ooh. So I don't know whether they're going to try and exploit the weaknesses of Schalke over these last couple of weeks. They have been terrible, of course, Schalke. Miranda as well, the left back on loan from Barcelona at Schalke. He's played for the first time this year since his move from Barcelona in there. So that's his first game. Vogger, he's in the side today, of course. As far as I'm aware, I think Mark Freda is now back from suspension. Of course, he got sent off last week. They have played another game midweek. So we've got 4 fixtures going on. Chris is in the stream already. Says, hi, lads. Hope you are. Welcome in, Chris. How are we doing today? We've got 4 games going on, some big fixtures. We should be just heading towards kickoff now in our fixtures. Just to give you a heads up, and you're wondering who's covering what? Kieran L is covering, as I said, the Dost Horse Derby, which has now just turned into the Veghorst game, because no Dost, as I said right now. Hertha Berlin versus Augsburg is covered by Rowan. Mainz versus Hoffenheim is covered by myself. And Schalke 04 versus Werder Bremen is covered by Kieran D. I think, what would you say, guys, is the standout fixture today?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's the Voet-Weg. It's the Voet-Weg Bas-Dost derby.
If Dost was playing, I'd agree with you. But I genuinely think the impetus is on Schalke Werder Bremen, because one's fighting for the job and the other's fighting for survival.
It's massive. It is a massive game.
Definitely.
It's a big match. I'm just. Are we getting kick-off in some games? Because mine is
10 seconds.
Just about
still in the bloody tunnel. My too.
Really? Bloody hell, they're taking their time.
Yeah, I'm 20 seconds in.
Kicked off.
Boom, there we go. Let me just refresh these. So we do have kick-off finally, unless you are Kevin D's side. They're
not even. We've just come out of bloody tunnels, man. Gregorich leading his team out of tunnels.
There we go.
What's going on there? Yours isn't going to kick off for a few more minutes here. Jesus.
No.
There we go. Right. Let's go, boys. Kick off. 3 games are starting. We're still waiting on Schalke Werder Bremen. They're having fucking coffee and tea in the tunnels.
Have a nice little chat in tunnel.
Maybe it's the fact that David Wagner's like, if we just stay in the tunnels, I'll have my job for an extra couple more minutes.
Maybe, yeah. They just try to savour it and he's touching out walls.
Yeah.
Have you seen the picture that the BBC shared of like the Schalke tunnel, and it looked like the boards on FIFA?
It does. I can see that.
Right, here we go. Kickoff in our games. Of course, Wolfsburg versus Frankfurt is one of the standout games, but that Schalke Werder Bremen really means much more compared to the rest. Of course, Mainz as well in that Hoffenheim game still need points. And Augsburg against Hertha Berlin. Augsburg need the points for survival as well. I forgot to get up the Bundesliga table, so I'm going to do that very
Frankfurt
quickly.
are only like 4 points off the relegation, but it might be 5 now, actually.
There we go. You are
Three.
Actually, they're 3 points off. There you go. So this is how the table stands before we see any goals. Paderborn bottom, 19 points, as you'd expect. Werder Bremen, who are of course playing today, 22 points. They need 7 for survival altogether. 5 for a relegation playoff spot. They've got game in hand, of course, still from the rest of the league. In fact, some teams have got 2 games because it's not kicked off yet. Dusseldorf, 27 points. They're not playing today, so they're all right. Mainz in the game versus Hoffenheim. Are they playing today?
Yeah, they play Bayern at 4, 5.
Oh, well, yeah, Bayern get the late kickoffs all the time, don't they?
They do, don't they?
Yeah, it's a lot of late kickoffs for them. So that's the game tonight, actually. Mainz, they desperately need points again today. They're at home against Hoffenheim. They're only 2 points above those relegation playoff spots. Frankfurt, they need points. They're only 3 behind that relegation playoff. So if Dusseldorf gets some points tonight, Frankfurt could be in danger if they don't beat Wolfsburg. And then as we move up the top of the league, of course, Werder Bremen, 36 points. 3 points today would put them into 8th place, dependent on the result against Schalke. Well, Schalke, of course, they could, in fact, go into 7th place, depending on whether Hoffenheim beat Mainz. And, of course, top of the league, we don't have actually any of the top 5 playing as of this afternoon, which makes it a little bit more quiet in terms of the fixtures going on. They're all going to play over the weekend. Of course, Bayern facing Fortuna Düsseldorf. Dortmund are facing Paderborn. And then a couple of other games on the side as well. So the highest side playing as of current is in 6th place, which is Wolfsburg. How have we started in these first couple of minutes in that game?
There's not been much in by the way of chances. It's very much a game played in the middle of the park. And from what I'm seeing, a bit of long ball football, which will work for Voet, but when Dost isn't on the pitch, it's going to struggle for Frankfurt.
We're going to be complaining for the next hour and a half if Adolf Hitler doesn't bring on Bas-Dost. Rowan, have we had a first chance?
Augsburg have been great so far in the opening 4 minutes, but Jarstein's gone down. I'm just trying to see who it was who ran into the ball. It could have been Cordova for Augsburg. Cross comes in, good cross. Cordova beats his defender to it, but Jarstein comes out. It was Cordova. Jarstein comes out and it's just a knee to either the face or to a hand, but Jarstein stayed down, and the medics are treating to him. But yeah, Augsburg have been great so far. Yeah, Cordova runs in, and it's just accidental, just knees straight to the ribs, it looks like.
I thought you were going to say he'd been smacked in the bollocks again like he was like 2 weeks ago.
No, it needs to
I remember that.
Oh, poor man.
fella.
Poor him. He's getting all these
Poor
injuries.
fella,
Let's
man.
have a quick look at the chat. How are we doing? Chris Rogers says he's all right. Not a fan of this hot weather, having to work in temperature last night and tonight. And Bernaldo's in the building. How are we doing, Bernaldo? Welcome to the stream. He says Schalke have been dreadful as of late. Wolfsburg, Frankfurt will be a good game. And he says Wolfsburg should take it 2-0. I could see a 1-1 match for Schalke and Werder Bremen.
Well, Gregorich has just been yellow carded for Schalke after a tackle on Fox that's left him. I think he looks injured to me. But
I'll get in there. They've started. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, we're 3 minutes in.
Some big team news after his enthusiastic performance midweek. Timmy Chandler has got a starting position.
Oh, limbs.
Oh, we'd love to see it.
He's on Rowan's screen. I'm seeing him bombing on the right wing, and it's just bringing back the memories.
Is John Brooks playing?
Oh yeah, the guard dog's on pitch.
Oh, the guard
You know
dog's
what,
on.
Josh? You know you said about Yarstein taking a kick to the balls.
Yeah.
He definitely got ribs to the chest, but he is breathing very heavily. He's
Oh dear.
the balls.
I think we might have a sub in this game anyway because Vox limping off the pitch.
Is Yarstein going to survive the rest of the season?
Yarstein does look absolutely gassed out.
Maybe he's got a magnet on his bollocks.
Maybe. The sub goal kick warmed up, but Yarstein's fine. He's took the goal kick. My free kick, sorry.
Right, so having a look so far. We've had a couple of very small chances. It's the Schalke game. I was going to say about this one, if they lose to Werder Bremen today, do you feel like this might be the time for Schalke to kick Wagner out of the door and try and get someone in to survive?
I mean, I think they're a few games too late because they're 10 without a win now before this game going into it. So, and Werder Bremen have had 2 good results in the last 2 games, beating, I think it was Freiburg last week 1-0, and then they had that decent 0-0 draw with Gladbach in the week, which they probably should have won.
And I do say survive there. I do mean the Europa League spot, not relegation. My bad on that one. They're not that bad.
Yeah, it was tough because Schalke were in a really good spot though. Because if you took like pre-Christmas David Wagner, you'd be saying you'd never sack him because he was doing a really good job for Schalke. But it seems like it must be morale. It's like, the form's gone out the window, and they're lucky they were in such a good position to start the year, because if they were just a couple positions lower, they'd be staring relegation in the face with 10 games without a win.
We have a free kick in this game. Honestly, not much is going on so far between Mainz and Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim got a free kick. De Boer's getting a bit of a talking to here from the referee, but I just want to see if anything comes of this chance. Of course, Mainz desperately need the points today. After that demolition derby, you could certainly say, oh, it's a great save from the goalkeeper there. Florian Muller, Robert Skov, who's been applying for Hoffenheim. Good little save there. First chance on target. Mainz, they desperately need the points, as I said before. That demolition, that 5-0 demolition against RB Leipzig, they need to bounce back from that and keep themselves going, of course, in that relegation. Survival battle that they're currently facing. Wolfsburg, Frankfurt, we're 8 minutes into it. As far as I'm aware, have we had any shots so far?
No, we've got a yellow card to João Victor, who it was just a challenge between 2 players for the ball, really. David Abraham's cleared it and Victor's just followed through because he couldn't stop his momentum. So that's a yellow card. And talking about Mainz as well and Fortuna down there, I was watching the games midweek, and I tell you what, Paderborn again, if they could have turned their draws after this break into wins, there is no reason they could not be up there in terms of trying to survive. Because how many draws have they had since we've come back? Is it 3?
3 draws, yeah.
Yeah, so that would have been
1 goal, haven't they?
To win them, which is just a shame because they played really well again in midweek. They just can't win.
If they'd have picked up 6 points, let's say, this would have been a very, very tight relegation battle.
I know.
Just as you said there, Paderborn could really have, if they'd have turned those draws into wins, they could have very well easily dragged a couple of other teams into this.
Yeah, all they needed to do was score goals, and they just can't do it for some reason.
Rowan, how are we doing for Berlin versus Augsburg?
It seems like in all the games we had our first yellow card. Kadira looked like stood showing, but ref didn't see it. But yeah, went straight into, I don't know who it was. It could be Luca Bacchio, actually. But yeah, back and forth, really. Nothing major. Hertha had a free kick. Nothing came of it, which seems to be a lot of the game so far. And yeah, no still.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a slow start compared to last week. Bernaldo did say last game week was insane, didn't see it, but there were red cards everywhere. Yeah, I saw that. Wasn't there like 3 or 4 red cards in the midweek fixtures?
Yeah. No, there was 2 in the Hoffenheim game.
Yeah, there was.
Obviously, there was 1 in the RB Leipzig game.
It was sent off in the Hoffenheim game.
So it was from Cologne.
I didn't watch it.
And Hubbard got sent off for Hoffenheim.
That'd be why. There we go. But yeah, no, a couple of early yellow cards in these matches. But slow burners so far. No goals unlike last week. We'd already had a 1-1. We're already 1-1 in the Paderborn-Hoffenheim game. Mainz have just had a decent chance there to open the scoring. I think that was Awonyi, of course, Liverpool loanee. Tried to go for a shot from an awkward angle. Wasn't going to ever go in, unfortunately. But first little chance for them.
Can't believe they're playing Baku at right back. Mainz playing Baku at right back could never be my team.
It's another player down on the pitch. This time it's a yellow card, man. Khedira. It's a scrappy game. I'm liking it. This time, oh, that's horrible. It was accidental, but I don't know. It could have been Ipswich. Khedira goes for a sliding tackle. He misses. When the Hertha player jumps up, just lands straight on his ankle with his studs. Khedira's up, but that felt disgusting. Do you know, like when you get kicked by a scooter in the ankle? It was like that, but he's just been stamped on with studs.
Oh, that is so bad.
Is that just revenge for his early tackle from his yellow card?
It's got to be.
It's got to be, hasn't it?
Well,
Feistiness.
Schalke have not started well. Werder Bremen are dominant in this opening 9.5 minutes. They can't get a foothold in the game. They're getting dominated.
Jesus Christ, my lord! I have just got it up on the screen. 77.6% possession in the first 10 minutes. Doesn't mean much if they're not getting many shots off, but yeah, no, it looks like Schalke are going to be in for another long game here. 10 minutes in on that one. No shots as of yet, but Werder Bremen, if they could pick up 3 points today, that is massive.
Josh Sargent's in that left-hand side. He's pulled it back and nobody's in there. Good chance. Unlucky.
Schalke's chance came in midweek when they've got to beat a team like Fortuna. And I know Fortuna are fighting for their lives, and they took a 1-0 lead as well. So I think that Schalke team just fucking disarray.
I think the problem for Schalke is they don't really have a recognised goal scorer, do you? If you
That's a bad tackle.
Is Gregoritsch really that? Is he their talisman?
It's been a mistake.
Could be.
Yellow card. That is an awful tackle. I don't know why he's even protesting there. That was a good tackle. Studs on the foot. Yellow card. I don't know who that is to. Let me have a check.
Really big opportunity for Hertha there. The Augsburg goalkeeper Luth comes out, but he doesn't clear it. He just sort of knees it up in the air. Ipswich just then tries to lob him because Luth is probably just outside his own box. He doesn't go in. He goes so high that Luth can collect it, but very risky goalkeeping there from the Augsburg goalkeeper. Yeah,
yellow card to Bogard in this game. There's a bit of a tussle going on with the both of the managers right now. One's saying it should have been a red. One of them, of course, Hoffenheim saying that was a fine tackle. Didn't get the ball. Studs. Let me just. Oh, they're replaying it now. I just want to see this one again. Oh, no, they're not. They're showing the 1U chance. He didn't get much of the ball. He might have got the very slightest touch. Studs on the foot. Yellow card. I think have we got a yellow card in every game here? Victor, yellow card in that one. We've got Khedira on a yellow card. We do indeed. Yellow cards everywhere. We love to see it. Hopefully, that can change into goals.
I'm liking that the games are a lot more fast-paced now that the players have actually warmed up to replay him.
Yeah, it's nice to see because I mean, look at the fixtures that we had in midweek. Was it the 3-3 draw between Frankfurt and Freiburg?
Yeah.
It's just nice to see everybody. Now that there's as Rowan said, now we're back to these teams. They're used to playing again. It's just nice to see everybody getting a bit of a feel for the ball and just getting back to normal again.
Interesting thing for the Bremen. Kevin Vox actually playing as a DM, not a centre back.
Yeah, he's been playing that a lot these last couple of weeks, I think. Because did he
looked
play
alright
it
in
last
there.
week in the game, Rowan? Because he came off, didn't he, for an injury, and then Bargfrey got sent off, I think.
That was not last weekend.
Last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was decent at CDM as well. If anything, it was more or less they were playing 5 at the back because Vox would drop very deep. But yeah, people was playing that registered CDM.
Make that 2 yellow cards. We've got one for Mainz now. This one's
Limbs.
getting a little bit feisty. Is that a Wonyi who's got the yellow card there? I
We've
don't
just
know
had
what's
our
going on.
first shot. David Klassen deflected into the hands of Nubel.
Oh, no, it's your man Baku.
Oh, what is he doing getting yellow carded?
That's his 5th one of the season.
Ridley,
We have
what are you doing?
we have got a set piece. It's a free kick, and Arnold's standing over it.
Oh, what a player.
And it looks like he's going to hit it with his left foot. He's good at set pieces. Oh, and oh my God! Before the ball had even reached the goalkeeper's hand, it's offside. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. So that's a shame. But it was on time. So
Wolfsburg are coming to this on after a fantastic game against Leverkusen, and of course that big 4-1 win. Arnold was I'd say was the standout player in that game. I think you said he was the standout, Kieran D. Apart
brilliant.
from Pongrasic.
Is
he pulling the strings in these first 15 minutes, or is it a bit of a tight affair in this one?
I'll tell you what, it's a tight affair. I don't think anyone's really pulling the strings. I mean, if anyone will, it'll be between him and Sebastian Roeder for Eintracht Frankfurt, because they're really basically what the teams go through to get attacks started. If I was picking out a standout player, I'd probably say Kevin Mbabu. He adds a lot of pace, and he's also good on the ball down that right-hand side, and he likes to pass it, tap it past his man and get a crossing. So he's been good so far.
Werder Bremen starting Bittencourt.
They are indeed. He's playing as a cam.
Right, that's good.
He's in there.
His class is still playing because
he's indeed
great when midweek.
They've arguably got the best team out of Werder Bremen, I'd say.
I mean, I look at their midfield. I've got the team up now. Midfield, they've got Maximilian Eggestein, Vogger, and Klassen. It's a good midfield. It's a good midfield. Look
at that possession. It's 76% it is to...
Whoa, it's 83.1.
Is it? It says 76 on BT. There's only been one shot so far in the opening 15 minutes.
82.4%.
In behind the back of the defensive line, it's Roussillon, and that is a horrific cross.
Have we ever seen a manager sacked at half-time?
Yes. No. I was reading an article on it. There's a guy who came out for the first half, and they were losing 3-0, and this team had already not won a game all season. So the chairman came down, fired him on the spot, and the assistant manager took over for the rest of the half.
Hell.
Chris Welch has just put in the chat. Do you guys think Julian Nagelsmann will manage in the Premier League in the future? And if so, at which Premier League club?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the successor to Klopp.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see him at Liverpool, but I could see him at Bayern as well in the future.
I think see him at Bayern.
Eventually, somehow, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, they'll pick him up.
So as long as he keeps his nice hair tops on.
He's young, isn't he? He's like, is he on like 38 or something? Or is he younger than that?
I think he's younger than that. I think he's in his let's quickly Google it. I think he's in his mid-30s. Julian Nagelsmann, he's 32. There you go.
32.
Jesus.
It's so crazy to think that even like in your early 40s, you're still classed as young as a manager. It's crazy that.
Speaking of Bayern, do you think a big team will give Hansi Flick a job if he gets sacked from Munich eventually? Because he did turn their season around and has won them a Bundesliga title. Or do you think it's just because of the team he's got that he's done it?
I don't think he'll get a big job. I think.
I don't know.
At the end of the day, it's a very similar situation to like a Paul Clement. If you're gonna get a go with a big club, you know, I'm not saying this in a harsh way, but like as you said a second ago, there, big players will probably turn up anyway, no matter what you do. It's just how a manager adapts to the players that he's got to how they play, and I think Hansi Flick to me is very like. I'm not saying he's like Paul Clement, but you get what I mean in like the role of what he does. He's just there to kind of fill the gap while they try and find someone big.
A bit like Di Matteo at Chelsea. If it wasn't a good team, he wouldn't be able to do what he did with the team. Even though what he did was good, but if it wasn't Chelsea, he probably wouldn't have been able, as you've seen, he won't be able to recreate it. A bit like Tim Sherwood as well. He's another one.
Yeah, there's very specific managers where if you give them a big club, of course they're going to do all right. I mean, to a certain extent, you could even say, look at Rafa Benitez when he went to Real Madrid. You know, he didn't do that amazing and got sacked. And we're so used to seeing him at oh, what's going on?
Apologise to cut off. It was a brilliant crossfield switch by Hey Arnold, and there's lots of space for Watchalong on that left-hand side. I don't know where Timmy Chandler's going. He's wandering in the field. He must think he wants to score again. And he crosses it and he whips it into the box. And I think it's Stefan. Takes a lovely cushion touch. Strikes it at the keeper. Trapp gets his hands up. It's a corner.
We have another yellow card. Things are getting feisty. Bremer this time.
I'd say we've got one as well. Grujic just elbow to the head of someone.
Oh, make that another one. We've had 4. Sam Seku's just got booked, I think, for arguing with the ref. And Brumer's got booked as well for a pretty shoddy tackle. Make that 4 yellow cards in 20 minutes. We're on fire here.
Chris Hodge just said, I see Nagelsmann us to replace Klopp, who will leave eventually. As Liverpool fans need to accept that it's between him and Gerrard, but when Gerrard prove himself more at Rangers.
Probably a fair point.
Yeah, I don't think if I was to pick someone between Gerrard and Nagelsmann, like now, for example, if Klopp was to say I'd pick Nagelsmann. I think Gerrard he's all right, but I think Rangers are a decent side, but he needs to actually go and test himself out at a decent European club.
He's arguably been not underwhelming at Rangers, but not brought like he had the title in his hands, really.
Yeah. You could say, I'm not saying it's like a Wagner, but first half season's been great.
Beautiful.
Second half, they kind of fell apart a bit. I think once Celtic started to get a foothold at the title, I guess, realistically speaking, what are you playing for? Unless you're in a cup competition.
Crazily, it was after they beat them in December, do you know, in the Old Firm derby, where they thought, that's it, we've got the league now, because they beat Celtic. And then after that,
I think as well, I do feel like they maybe might have put quite a bit of an emphasis this season on the Europa League as well. So they could go on a bit of a run.
Did it do well in the Europa League?
Once they'd realised they'd beat Porto and teams like that, I think they thought, well, we might as well just give it a decent go.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting that, because they've still got a second leg against Leverkusen to play.
Yeah, aren't they 3-0 down, though?
I honestly, I can't remember. I'm going to have to check that. I thought, was it 3-1?
It's the away leg up next.
Oh, it was 3-1. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, 3-1. And they have to go away to Leverkusen now.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
See that scorer for Rangers, former Oldham legend, former Oldham Academy.
Wolfsburg went to Leverkusen, won 4-1. Why can't Rangers?
Wolfsburg, Rangers.
Why can't Rangers? Good question.
I think Rangers have got a good side.
Oh, they are, but they're not going to win away at Leverkusen.
I mean, Chris is saying like a championship club. To be honest, no, not really. I'd have said, why don't you go test yourself? Like, the thing with Gerrard, yeah, exactly, go big or go home. Let's say, like, if Schalke were to sack Wagner, fuck it, go to Bundesliga, test yourself out there, because I think... we got a chance.
Oh, he's still going, it's a goal.
Who scored?
It is, I can tell you in a second,
if you say Schalke.
Well, I'm not doing the Schalke game. I'm doing Hertha game, so... it's Dillerson. I'm just going to wait for the replay, but there was just a melee in the box there of feet. So cross comes in deep, just goes all the way through. Outside the box, great shot from, I don't know who it was. I think it was Grujic. Shot comes in, keeper makes a save. No, he doesn't. He takes a deflection. Then keeper makes a save. Dillerson then chips it over a player, then hits it on a half volley, puts it into the back of the net. Hertha Berlin 1-0 up.
Boom. First goal of the day. It's taken 25 minutes for it, but ex-Man City player Dillerson makes it 1-0.
What happened was, I think it was Grujic took a shot. It wasn't a save by Luther. It was Luca Bacchio trying to poke it into the net, gone straight at Luther, and then the rebound's gone to Dillerson. Okay, 2 seconds.
Big goal, that 1-0 up. Hertha Berlin, could they be about to pick up another big set of points? And as you can see, they now move up to 9th on 38 points. Still well and truly in the race here for that Europa League spot. They're only 5 behind Wolfsburg as we speak. Of course, they're still playing, so they could actually be 4 behind, depending if they lose against Frankfurt, Wolfsburg, that is. But first goal of the day, 1-0 to Hertha Berlin, Dillarosen. I did accidentally say Schalke and Werder Bremen. Is it still all Werder Bremen?
No, I wouldn't say so now. Schalke have kind of come back into it in the last 2 minutes or so. Tadebo's just took about 3 players on, sprinted past them all. That is probably the highlight of Schalke's half. They are in on the left-hand side, though. It's whipped across and it's headed away. No, they've come back into it, but Werder Bremen, despite all the possession they've had, they've not really done much with the ball, which is probably the story their last few games, to be fair, because they're struggling to score goals.
Was that a good tackle? A penalty. We have a penalty, and it is to Hoffenheim. Now, I don't know whether that was a good tackle or not. I need to see this back because there was a massive cluster of players there. No, absolutely not. Yeah, I couldn't really see much there. He's absolutely wiped out. Is he not given a card for that?
Oh, we've got double penalty.
Oh, penalty as well.
I
love a penalty.
The ref took his time, but it looks like Pongracic is all over Andre Silva in the middle. He's honestly hugging him from behind. It's in the box cuddle time. And,
yeah. That could be a massive penalty for Frankfurt here. I mean, this game we've got an injury now. I don't know whether he's going to come off or not. I'm just trying to see who it is. They've zoomed in on his foot. I want to see who the player is, not his foot. But yeah, no, bad tackling on this one. Good chance here for Hoffenheim to put themselves 1-0. And this could be big. In fact, this could really be big because if Frankfurt do score this penalty and Hoffenheim bag one here, Mainz could be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Could be in big trouble.
Who's stepping up? It's the man that got assaulted, basically. Andre Silva.
I think.
Is Kamada playing?
It was Brun Larsen who was tackled there. And stepping up.
He slots it in the bottom right-hand corner. Brilliant penalty from Andre Silva.
Boom. 1-0. And we're waiting for the penalty here. Florian Muller. Is he going to be the hero here for Mainz? Stefan Zuber is up on the spot.
So close again.
And it's saved. That is a good little save. Not the best penalty in the world. But Florian Muller saved it, and it still stays 0-0 here. Big save.
Well, Tadebo with a KSI trim has just been booked.
Yeah, it was a poor penalty. He tried to go halfway down the middle, halfway to the left, and Florian Muller. Very, very, very easy save. Good work there. But 1-0 Frankfurt, and we have had a penalty in this game. Hertha Berlin still 1-0 up. Mainz penalty, but nothing comes of good for Hoffenheim. 0-0 still.
Good. Muller for Mainz has been quite the hero since.
He's been really good this season.
Yeah.
He's only 22.
I don't think he'll be at Mainz next season. I do think he'll get picked up by a team like Wolfsburg or something.
Maybe,
as you said, he's very young.
Maybe Dortmund will look at him because we were talking about Berkey and how pragmatic he is the other day. If you can get in a young player to sit behind Berkey for just 1 year and then move Berkey on, it's probably a smart move, I'd say.
Just depends if he wants first team football, doesn't it?
I think he's a great goalkeeper. And what way to prove yourself as a goalkeeper when you're in a relegation side where you are going to get tested with loads of shots. But we got a comment in the chat. By the way, there's quite a few people in here. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are enjoying it. If you are new, we do this every single weekend on a Saturday, Bundesliga Watchalong. We all watch a different fixture. So if you are new, it would be greatly appreciated. If you do leave a cheeky little subscription. But now let's put thoughts on Graham Potter and Brighton. Are they better than last season or have they not made that much progress? And can Lewis Dunk make it on a national level? That is the question we've been asked right now.
Right. Graham Potter at Brighton, I think he's better. They're playing a lot better stuff. And I've seen games this season, like, for example, when they played Spurs, and I think they picked up a draw. They beat them, I know, earlier in the season as well. I have seen a lot from Brighton to tell me Graham Potter's doing a good job and that style of play is working. And Dunk, I think the ship may have sailed.
Yeah, I agree. The ship's probably sailed on Dunk. Graham Potter, though, made a good signing when he signed Neil Maupay, and he's already proven himself in Premier League this season.
Yeah.
I think they are better off under him. I think they play better football. The results might not come, They are still in that relegation scrap, but I think they play better football under Graham Potter, and the fans are probably happy at the moment as well.
I think the break came at a perfect time for him because they were starting to slip off. Like I 100% agree. He is much better than what they've had, and I think there's a reason why they gave him such a long contract. But like results started slipping away very slightly, and I think maybe this break for them came at the perfect time. But of course, Premier League's back soon, boys. The Premier League is back in a few weeks, of course. We're looking around, kind of, if I get a calendar up, we're looking towards the June 10th to the 20th of where we're going to get back Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A, which is going to be awesome. Can't wait for that.
And the Portuguese league returns in the week.
Super League's coming back soon as well, I think. Turkish Super League.
What are they doing in terms of covering the games? Because I saw the other day out BBC taking like loads as well.
The way it's going to work is they've got 4 live free games. Sky's got 25 games they're going to show for free. Amazon Prime's got some games as well. That got confirmed. So Amazon Prime's going to have a couple more games on for the rest of the season, which I think's fucking fantastic.
Those two games that they had, like the 2 sets of fixtures they had when they were on, were brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
I think
it would just right.
Better.
Like the fact that you can turn the commentators off was brilliant.
They've just reshown the Dorison goal. It's actually an incredible goal. He flicks it over defender, then hits it on the volley. It's a great.
He is class though. Like I really rate Dorison.
Oh! Sorry.
What's happened?
Kieran's been attacked by a seagull.
That was it. That was great. Honestly, great into. No, Schlager or Schlager from the midfield. It's one of them where the midfielder's tapped it out of his feet, and you can see he's been eyeing this shot up, and he does eye it up, and he hits it with some venom, but he's just past the post. I thought he was going flying into the top corner.
Apologies, I've not really been saying out about my game, but nothing has happened. We've had one shot in 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, quite literally one shot. I mean, it's 72% possession. As you said, Schalke are getting back into it. But half an hour into these matches, Schalke 0, Werder Bremen 0. It's a slow burner. I tell you what, I feel sorry for you, Kieran D, because last week was a slow burner. But it got better in the second half. So hopefully it goes down the same way. Roman, what's happened in your game?
Cross comes in for Hertha again, this time through Pekarik. And Luke Bacchio jumps up and just heads it over, but then it looks like he gets taken out when he's landed back down. It looks like an elbow or a hand to the face. Luke Bacchio, he's holding his head. Referee, I don't think he's going to give anything.
Classic and YouTube comments just said hi. Yeah, mate. How are you doing today?
To the stream. Thank you
Chris
very much
Watts
for joining
gave me another compliment. He said, "Love Kieran D comment there. You can turn the commentators off." Well, yeah, it's a really good thing. Some people just like to hear the ambience, don't they? The crowd.
You know what, I don't know. There's some favouritism going on with Welch. I'm not going to lie. He absolutely loves him.
Good.
But yeah, no, half an hour in. Mainz v Hoffenheim. We've had 13 fouls in this game, according to stats on BT Sport, which is nuts. 4 yellow cards already. 0-0. There's been 10 shots already, but to be honest, there've not been any amazing shots. We had the penalty earlier, which Stefan Zuber did miss. He's playing left back today. It wasn't the greatest penalty in the world, so as it stands, Mainz 0, Hoffenheim 0. Of course, earlier, Hertha Berlin did score, thanks to ex-Man City player Dillarusen. Lovely goal that was, to make it 1-0 to them. And of course, we had a penalty at the same time as we did in the Mainz game at Frankfurt. Wolfsburg, they won 4-1 last week. Now they're 1-0 down to Frankfurt, who desperately need the points, because as the table stands, they now move up into 12th place, 5 points away from those relegation playoff spots, which is massive for them. Union Berlin are dropping down
We've got
the
to
table.
Go. What
Who
a
scored?
goal from Bittencourt. It's a fast Bremen counter-attack. And Bittencourt, from edge of area on his left foot, just puts it in top corner. It's a great goal.
Boom, and there we go. Werder Bremen 1, Schalke 0. Bittencourt, first game back, he wasn't good. Second game, which we talked about last week, fantastic. Now he's scored big 3 points here for Werder Bremen, because now, as it stands, they are 2 points away from the playoff spot, 4 points from that automatic survival.
Just looking back on the goal, it's Tadibo who's trying to step out into midfield. He's trying to do it 3 or 4 times, and he's lost the ball. a few times, and he's tried to do it again. It's robbed by Klassen, and it's Rashika who's come forward with it. He's fed Bittencourt left-hand side. He's took one touch to get it onto his left foot, and he's curled a beauty into the top corner. Nothing Nubel can do about that.
Oh, we've got a few comments here, by the way, but fantastic there for Werder Bremen. Could you say it's deserved?
Definitely.
Absolutely, we'd love to see it. Benaldo says, I would never mute. Oh, I thought nearly I'd got that. I'll never mute the Sports Corner lads and their seagull attacks. Classic has asked, what is your favourite Prem football team? He said that his is Arsenal. Benaldo says Spurs, and of course, Chris has got to say Liverpool. What's our favourite Prem clubs, boys?
I support Man United, hence McTominay.
Yeah, the other three, us three, not Kieran, because he obviously supports a team. We have to choose a Prem team now.
City.
Wolves.
Brighton and Hove Albion.
Very mix and match selection there.
Why would you go for City, Rowan?
I like the club. I like the kits. I like the team. Easy.
Oh, by the way, Mainz had a free kick. Robin Kajson hit it. It hit the post. Bayern didn't even move there, so Mainz very nearly made it 1-0.
Up the Mainz.
Up the Mainz. I mean, Hoffenheim, as I said, they've been struggling quite recently. Picked up.
Jesus Christ! That could have been an amazing. Sorry, that could have been a it's all Hertha now. This time Mittelstadt. Sorry, Mittelstadt runs it, plays a great ball, and Ipswich gets the lightest of touches. I don't know if that is. I'm just going to see if it's a save or if it's come off the crossbar. If it's a save, that's an incredible stop. Oh, that's an Ipswich has probably a 10-degree angle to flick his foot. He does it, and it's going top right corner, and Luther's just. Sorry, corner's coming, and Luther's somehow gone out. That's an incredible shot, an incredible save there from both teams.
Boom! There you go. Wow.
Jesus,
I mean,
sorry, I was just shocked at how the shot came off and then the goal.
I tell you what, I'm looking at the stats though. Have Augsburg done much in this game? Because 63% possession for Hertha Berlin, 6 shots for Hertha Berlin. They've only had 2 Augsburg, but have there been like any decent chances? Fantastic.
Does that mean, sorry. Yeah, well, at the start, I think it was Augsburg on the attack, but it's literally switched up. Hertha have been running down the wings, putting balls in. Nothing coming of them, just either missed shots or going all the way through. But yeah, Hertha been dominating.
They've had another shot again there. There you go. We've had Ibisevic. Was that the shot a moment ago? Yeah.
Ronaldo just put the way Rowan says City is classified as ASMR.
Oh, City.
I mean, they're having a little talk in the chat about Daniel Levy. So nice to see a bit of a debate going on there about Spurs in the chat. Wolfsburg versus Frankfurt. We haven't spoken much about them since the penalty. 6 shots for Wolfsburg, 1 for Frankfurt, and that's turned up as a penalty goal. How are we doing there?
Because that's literally all we've had. I think Wolfsburg, last time BT showed the stats, it was 7, but none on target. So that proves the efficiency of Wolfsburg today. It seems, I didn't watch the game last week with Leverkusen because that was Kieran Dillon's game, but this looks like you would not be able to tell the two teams if they were put next to each other on the pitch. They do not seem to have any attacking threat at all, and this is where they probably score and prove me wrong.
Well, to be fair, Wolfsburg scored 3 of their 4 goals from set pieces, so...
That's it. Maybe they need to go for more corners or something.
Maybe it's going to be commentators cursed again, because it seems to be like every week somebody says something. Usually it's me, 9 times out of 10. And it usually goes the opposite way. So Hertha Berlin, Augsburg still 1-0 to Hertha Berlin. Looks like they're having a great game.
Another opportunity goal. This time Pekarik puts the ball in. And again, I think it will look back here again. Heads it. And again, Luth just does the strangest save again. Yeah, shot comes in. It's a header. And Luth, instead of just catching the ball, he punches it, but he doesn't dive forward. He just dives on the spot and lands on his. It's the strangest save ever. But yeah, Hertha again getting more attacking chances. Skelbred's been great for them, taking it out the back and bringing it forward.
Schalke just had their first chance. Free kick footed in left hand side by Caligiuri. McKennie's jumped, had the highest. He's won the header, but it's hit the stand at the back. That's as close as they've got so far for Schalke.
Welcome, Nicholas. Welcome. Everyone's welcomed him. Lovely.
There we go, Nicholas Bergstrom. We'd love to see it. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are we today? Yeah, it's They are under a bit of pressure right now. Mainz are having a good game, 11 shots overall. It's been quite even possession-wise. Not been many amazing standout chances. Oh, talk about that. We've just had a save there from Baumann. There's been a couple of decent chances here and there, but it's very surprising that this hasn't had a goal as of yet. As I said, Kaison hit the post earlier. The missed penalty. 11 shots overall. We've got a Mainz corner here. Maybe they might be able to score this one. That'd be quite nice. Get a goal on this, but... a couple of all right chances. Hoffenheim have been a bit dead. But we had a chance in your game, Wolfsburg, Frankfurt?
We did. Kamada picked up the ball in the midfield and he unleashed Kostic down the left-hand side and Babu couldn't keep up. He drove right towards the byline, cut it inside and made do striker, I guess, Gasinovic, who's apparently playing up front today. You can tell he's not a striker. He goes with it with his left and it just rolls right past him because it's a miss hit.
Well, you can tell they've changed it up because Gasinovic has moved back into a camp position commander up top. But Mainz should really have scored there, and that is so unlucky. So unlucky. Mateta, the corner was whipped in. He slipped, and the ball was stationary and wasn't moving, literally towards where the goal line is, and it got cleared away. It should be Mainz 1-0.
Got a few more comments in the chat.
Yeah.
Classic Sasky. Dortmund are playing. No, they're not playing. They play tomorrow.
They're playing tomorrow.
Chris Welch says new Tottenham versus Arsenal bit would come. Nalcigar 15 said who will win. Not sure which game you're on about. Yeah, I'm not sure which game you're on about there. And Nicholas has just put Josh, it's me trading Ryan's privates from your channel, mate.
Oh, cheers, lad. How are we doing, buddy? Welcome in. Skov. You love Skov, don't you? I tell you what, he's been all right in this game, man. I only love Skov. He might score today. He's been all right, but Zuba missed a penalty for Hoffenheim, so you might be a bit gutted about that, Ryan's privates.
His name genuinely made me chuckle when I first saw it. It's just...
Oh, I was dying on the inside when I saw it first time.
It's been all Hertha this game. Like,
I was going to say, I'd have thought Hertha should have had 2 or 3 with the sounds of it.
Yeah, they should, but they just haven't finished.
Oh,
but
what's a save! He's a double. He's hit the bloody double. Can't believe it. Vuk's been denied in his own derby that we made up.
Oh no! When is he going to score?
Oh no! It was the duel, the guard dog. He gets it across.
Oh
so,
no!
Rocks for people who don't know. And Vuk volleyed it, saved by the keeper. He volleys it again, and it's another save by Trap. Oh, Vuk, what are you doing, man?
When Vuk Vegos finally scores, there will be a parade. Well, there won't be. There'll be a parade with people 2 meters apart.
Yeah.
With an open top bus of people 2 meters apart. And yeah, we'll be on that bus.
We've had a substitution in this game. Brun Larsen, who was tackled early when the penalty has had to come off here. But we've got a good chance here. Bebu's on, by the way. Great chance to make it 1-0. And it's literally a whisker away from the post by your favourite man, Nicholas, Robert Skov. That really should have gone in there. This game should have had... I tell you what, that should be a yellow card as well. This game's had a couple of decent chances in there. He tries to kind of dink it past the goalkeeper, just wide of the mark. There was a tackle beforehand, and we've got another yellow card here. Yeah, Boetius has got a yellow card. We're now up to 6 yellow cards in this match before half-time. How many were we predicting before the end of this game, boys? 10?
22.
Of the whole... Oh, wow. That's a fucking awful tackle, that. He's literally just like... absolutely swept him out, hoping that maybe the ref doesn't see it while they're attacking Hoffenheim. Boetius there, and yeah, he noticed. Yellow card there for Boetius, and that's yellow card number 6 in this match. Yeah,
again, Pekrik now putting another ball in. This time he's been playing a lot of high balls and trying to play it to the sort of the big man up front. Look back here. Well, it's not even up front. He's on the wing. With Ibisevic just to collect it. This time straight into the hands of Luther again. But
feel like a classic, mate.
Oh, Bebu, great touch, great goal. He's literally been on for about 5 seconds, and Bebu has put Hoffenheim 1-0 to the good. This goal, this game needed a goal in it because I'd have been so surprised had it not gone to half time with a goal. But he's been on for about a few couple of minutes. Great little touch, sweeps it round the centre back. curls it into the bottom left corner. Right corner. Perfect goal. 1-0 Hoffenheim. And I think a goal was needed in this to really kickstart Mainz.
Yeah, Nicholas, with Josh's games, you're more or less always going to be ahead with the others sometimes not.
Yeah, no, it doesn't help as well. We're on a stream delay too, so I will be a little bit far behind compared to the rest of you lads. But lovely finish there, beautiful finish, great work, Bevan.
Yeah, just try not to put there's any goals in the chat.
Chris has just said, do you think Premier League games, be it neutral venues, apparently Everton versus Liverpool, for example, could be at Wembley?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will, to be honest, because if they, obviously you might have heard on Twitter that if Arsenal beat City, which is one of the games in hand that's going to be played, one of the first games back, Liverpool can win against Everton. And I think the worst thing to possibly do is have Liverpool v Everton played at Anfield when people, let's say Arsenal do beat City. Very unlikely, but consider the situation of it'll be the first game back. Anything can happen. I think if that was to happen, I think the worst thing to do would play at Anfield. You'll just get so many people trying to go there.
But I get that, but also it's like a bit like if Arsenal beat City, I don't know which team's at home, but they get to play in their home stadium. But for Liverpool to try and win the league, they can't play at the home stadium. That just seems a bit unfair.
I think it needs to be every game that's played at neutral venue.
The Etihad.
Arsenal is going to be played at the Etihad.
Yeah.
Then every other game has to be played at home. If it's not one rule for one, it can't be one for everyone else.
Then they just need to play them in neutral venues. I think they should just go fuck it and just swap everyone around. So let's have Liverpool playing all their games at Anfield. Sorry, not Anfield. City Stadium. Let's have City play all their games at Anfield.
It's worked quite well in the Bundesliga. They seem to keep their stadiums clean and they're obviously doing the tests. It's just going to work the same in the Premier League, I reckon.
I liked the idea of having them I can't remember when we were talking about this. I think someone said move every team to London, and then have them all in one area, and then from that, and then from that you've got the Emirates, you've got Wembley, you've got Tottenham Hotspur, you've got Stamford Bridge, you've got Loftus Road because the Championship's not up yet.
You've got Fulham.
Fulham, Palace, Brentford, not Brentford. Brentford.
Brentford, because they've got a new stadium as well, aren't they?
Yeah, Chris Watch put Etihad is played behind closed doors anyway. Well, yeah, that's just common knowledge, isn't it?
That's true. Plastics.
Are we at half-time in our games now?
No, we've got 3 minutes of added time.
8 seconds left.
Right, we're at half-time in Mainz. So Mainz ended at half-time. Mainz 0, Hoffenheim 1. It really needed a goal in this game.
Every away team winning 1-0?
1-0 Hoffenheim, away. Werder Bremen, away.
Hertha.
No, Hertha.
Someone did make a point. Do you think we've seen more away wins now that home field advantage doesn't matter? Because I think I have, actually.
Well, it seems that way.
Yeah.
I suppose it didn't really matter, does it?
I think...
imagine Dortmund Bayern at Signal Iduna Park with the yellow wall and the fans.
Well, you said it before, Kieran. Union Berlin, they rely on their fans big time to make the atmosphere a bit more nerve-wracking. Like when they played Bayern Munich on that first game back, Thomas Muller even said in the interview that had Union Berlin had their fans, that the game would have not been wouldn't have gone the same way, he thinks, had they got the fans there. So if they get relegated, considering how poor they've been since they've come back, it does prove that some clubs do need the fans there to keep going.
I do love that Thomas Muller interview, though, where he compared Alphonso Davies to Roadrunner.
I mean, it's not an excuse for him not to be. It's not an excuse for him to go down, though. You can't say, because at the end of the day, football's played on the pitch, not in the stands.
Yeah, but
of course it has an effect. But
yeah, it's weird because I think it's always like them them FA Cup ties when them lower league teams get the massive crowd in against the big boys, and on the pitch, let's be fair, they should probably lose the game, but the fans will them on, and they eventually. And that's why I think I said the first podcast back, I genuinely think Union Berlin might go down because of this situation that they're in.
It's just atmospheres come hostile. Do you know what I mean? So, for Union Berlin, it's a very, very hostile atmosphere in their fans. By the way, we had just before half-time, we had our seventh seventh yellow card. We'll probably, if we had 7 red cards, we wouldn't be fucking playing. 7 yellow card in that. Martins for Mainz got the yellow card just before the ref blew the whistle. So 7 yellow cards in that one at half-time. Wolfsburg 0, Frankfurt 1. As I said before, they did beat Leverkusen. Midweek 4-1, Wolfsburg, not the same again. Andre Silva with that penalty in the 27th minute. It means that Frankfurt could have a very vital 3 points to take into the next midweek fixture. I think they've got a midweek fixture coming up. Hertha Berlin 1-0 up against Augsburg. De La Rosen with the goal, the ex-Man City player. Hertha Berlin are looking absolutely dominant. 9 shots to Augsburg's 2. Yeah. Luther not looking amazing, is he?
Well, he's made some decent saves, and I think the Dorson goal was unfortunate in terms of he was ready to make the save, the initial shot save. Luke Bacchio just sticks his foot there, and it comes off him, unfortunately. And then there's so many defenders around him that he sort of can't get back up quick enough to stop the Dilrosun shot, unfortunately. But I say this every week. The Hertha Stadium's beautiful as well. It's like an athletics track, but it just looks very nice, especially with warm weather. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, no, it's been really nice in Germany recently. From what I've seen, they've got lovely weather there as well, just like us.
I don't know about you, but I think Germany actually deserve a lot of credit for the way they've set up this league, because for them to not have a blip yet at all, considering they're the first league back and to test it, I'm actually really surprised.
It's because the Germans are efficient.
I was just going to say as well, have you noticed now how all of the big leagues have just all of a sudden said they're coming back now?
Yeah.
I think they needed that marketing. They needed something to go on.
Yeah.
They needed something to build off.
With everything, it's one country or one league has to take a risk. It's happened like New Zealand. They took a risk with easing their lockdown restrictions, and now a lot of other countries are doing the same. It's the same with football. Germany eased their football, and now all the teams are like, well, they've done it, we can do it. Even Italy, the Italian league, look at where Italy were at their peak, and then look, they're now ready to do football. I know MLS teams are all proper, I think, training now as well. Like, it's all going to go back to normal. Just no fans, that's all. But I think as long as you're getting your football, you can't complain.
New Zealand did it best because wasn't it like they had like 1 active case left and that were it? And it's like, how the bloody hell are they
something very like that? The New Zealand Prime Minister is incredible. When she got appointed, she did so much stuff, and then you just look at how, like, I suppose those 2 of the biggest countries in the world in terms of notoriety and like known of us and America. Look at what's going on with each of their countries, and you think, well, what? How are we such in a shambles when they've managed to do it great?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not efficient, are we? Let's be real.
I wish we'd look at New Zealand and just go, because I remember she came out and I think everyone was just like praising her on Twitter because she's done a brilliant job.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see someone do a brilliant job.
It's never going to happen, is it? It's never going to happen.
Aaron Martin, the left back for Mainz, said,
goal. We're watching Sheffield Wednesday versus Man City at half-time here, and Aguero scored. It's 1-0.
Go read in a comment,
Josh. I got so confused, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Aaron Martin said, "Is Schalke the worst team in the history of football?"
Aaron Martin, the Mainz left back.
Yeah.
Oh, it is as well. There you go. Aaron Martin.
Is Schalke the worst team? I don't think they're the worst team in history, but they are on. They're not on good form right now.
You tell us, Aaron, you've played them this season. Do you think they're football?
Can I just say, mate, you are sat on the bench right now, Aaron Martin. So cheers for messages.
He could be commentating, watching us.
But yeah, no, talking about that game.
I think Scunthorpe United would beat Schalke 3-0. They probably would, you know.
Yeah, can I go back to the point again? Of course, Schalke are 1-0 down at half-time. Can David Wagner get sacked at half-time? Is it possible to?
Well, he stormed into the changing rooms. Let me just say that they showed it. Well, I guess he's going to the changing rooms unless he's just going to the toilet to hide. He stormed down the tunnel before all the players. He did not look happy. He did not look like a manager that wants to be there. To be honest, he looked like he wants this game over and done with. Schalke have been shit.
To be fair, to be honest, David Wagner just doesn't look like a manager anyway. Because I'd be interested to know how many wins he's had in the last year, including his Huddersfield record, because he's probably had less than 10. But yeah, no, unfortunately, well, not actually. I was going to say unfortunate for Schalke. No, it's not unfortunate for Schalke. They're just bad. They're now down to 10th in the Bundesliga, 37 points this season. I tell you what, 10 points. I know obviously they'll not go down at all. That's just not going to happen. But it'll be interesting to see if they keep going at the way that they're going right now and they keep losing games and other teams start winning. We could genuinely see like Schalke just end up in 13th or 14th with a couple of points off the rest of the teams.
It'd be such a bad end to the season considering how well they started. And you think, like Kieran said, before Christmas they were arguably in that title shot, weren't they?
Yeah, they well and truly were. I mean, it's exactly as you said, Kieran. You hit the nail on the head perfectly. Before the winter break, they were unstoppable. And, you know, if you said to a Schalke fan, David Wagner is very likely to get the sack, they're probably laughing in your face. And you look now, the winter break just didn't help them all. You'd have thought maybe the coronavirus break might have given them a bit of a chance to regroup. What have they been doing? Absolutely nothing. It looks like have they even done training, Schalke? Because I'll tell you what, it looks like they've done nothing.
They've still got the second half. Anything can happen. Werder Bremen don't look defensively sound, to be fair. They look a little bit shaky at times. With the possession that they're having, they're not really doing much with it. So there's definitely a change that can happen.
As you said, Kieran, that he stormed down the tunnel. I think now this is a massive test of whether these players want to play for David Wagner or not. If they come out and leave it all on the line, and maybe they still get beat, but they honestly berate Werder Bremen and they have like 12 shots on target, but just unlucky on the day, that might save him if there's enough there to say the players are playing for him. But I've not seen anything from Schalke to say that they cared about playing for David Wagner.
Oh, by the way, lads, I'll read the comment from Mara Martin. I need to draw in the Schalke game. Van Ackeren, Hoffenheim, Hertha, and a draw in the Schalke Werder game that pays 2k, but David Wagner has turned his team into Huddersfield.
You're going to get suspended for betting, Aaron Martin. You can't be doing that. You're a footballer. You're not supposed to be betting.
Where do you guys see Mario Gomez
look at storage?
Goats are going next. Chris Watcher said.
AC Milan.
Yeah, maybe.
What with Jeff Hendrick?
Jeff Hendrick to AC Milan.
I was going to make a joke about his conditions, say Weight Watchers, but oh dear, I've said it. That's a shame. But no.
No, in bigger news, right? You're not going to see on the 5th and the 12th. I won't be on stream. Maybe as guess what's coming back?
What?
It's F1.
Ooh.
F1 returns 5th and 12th of July in Austria.
We'll replace with Ronaldo.
We're 5th and 12th. It's a Friday, and it's.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's get Ronaldo in instead.
We'll have Ronaldo instead of
Ronaldo. No, both Friday. I'm here. You can't go wrong.
Fuck's sake.
I'm still here.
You can still join Ronaldo. We can still get you in. You can have up to 6 people. We can have Ronaldo in as well.
Get Aaron Martin in.
Go on, Aaron Martin. If you're not playing, he's on the bench today.
You can play with us.
If he wants, he can join us at half time. He could stream me the game, so I'm ahead.
He's just got a camera attached to him.
Yeah, GoPro just stuck on his shoulder.
I want to know what Ronaldo.
He said, "I can't. I work on the stream."
That's all right. You can get work involved as well. There you go. No, yeah.
Yeah, all the games still in half time. I'm guessing none of yours has restarted.
Yeah, no, it's half time.
I'm watching Bittencourt's goal back, which was as brilliant as it was the first time.
I've got the table up. Mainz are 1 point away from the relegation playoff spot as it stands.
You guys need to see this goal. It's such a good fucking finish by Bittencourt.
Bernardo said, make me a pensioner, and I mean. Chris, I'll get in F1 his back. Let's see how much he continue to dominate. I genuinely don't think he will. I think it's going to be a very strange season considering we're practically nearly halfway through it-ish. And no one's raced. All it has to take is Hamilton to have one bad start. And let's say Vettel or Charles get some points. Lewis and then has got to win a race, which is doable, but then maintain it.
Who's your favourite, Ron? Who's your favourite driver?
Oh, there's many, but Carlos Sainz. I'm sad he's leaving McLaren, but Carlos Sainz and also Charles Leclerc because he's great. Lando's great as well. You can't hate Kimi. Lando Norris.
Lando from Star Wars.
I'm not a nerd. I don't watch Star Wars.
Lando Vanat. Yeah.
2, Chris. One on the Friday the 5th, one on Friday the 12th. Both in Australia. I don't know whether it's if they're doing the full weekends or if they're just doing quali and race on one day. They haven't announced, but all the F1 YouTubers I follow and news sources have been saying it's happening there.
Not too bad, not too bad. Bit of F1 back. If any more, what's the next race after that in F1? Like once that's all done?
It goes Austria, and then it's either Silverstone, then Germany. No, Germany's not on. The all schedule's messed up because I don't think it's usually Austria now. I think Austria's in a month or so, maybe. But the thing is, we're coming close to our summer break, nearly. So they won't be having that because of the pandemic. So currently we would be on the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, the Baku, which is a lovely course. It's a city course. So the Austrian wouldn't have been happening. It would be happening on Sunday the 5th. Because we would have had Canadian, then French, but they've all been moved. So yeah, it would have been Austria, then it would have been Silverstone. So we might get Austria, then double season, double race. Britain, then Hungary, Belgium, Italy, Singapore. But again, a lot of these won't happen. A lot of these won't. My favourite still not Nico Coward Rosberg. Carlson's favourite, Hoffenheim are walking out now, apparently. Josh.
Yeah, no, I'm still on adverts.
Well, Hertha.
I've got bloody Ric Flair on my screen.
I've got already on my screen.
Needle actually just putting some tape on his boots and his shin pads on.
Yeah, no, Ric Flair's gone now. There we go. So we should be getting into the games in a moment's time.
If you want to sponsor us, you can.
Report F1 ready to release an 8-race 2020 European schedule.
Aaron Martin, can you keep me up to date? Has there been any changes at half time?
Stop it,
Are you coming on?
Oh, you know what, lads? This could be severe limbs.
He's going to message us. I'm on now, lads. Back in 45.
Nah, double race in Austria, then a race in Hungary, double in Great Britain, then Spain, Belgium, and Italy. Without fans. And then other races are going to be dependent on the travel restrictions, but limbs. Absolute limbs.
Oh man, this relegation race is getting incredibly tight.
It is. Werder Bremen really.
Look at that.
They need, if they could pick up a win, they're currently, pardon me, a 0-0, aren't they? Oh, they're losing.
They're winning.
Oh, they're winning. Oh yeah, Bencourt scored, didn't he? So a win. All they need is to pick up more points, another win, and they're in that 6-7. They might even be level with Mainz.
Yeah, no. If Mainz, let's say if Hoffenheim beat by Mainz by a couple of goals, which they're 1-0 up right now, I think if Werder Bremen could score maybe 1 or 2 more in that game, the goal difference is going to be equal. If not, Mainz might just be ahead of them on goal difference by maybe 1 or 2, depending on what goes on in these matches. But I think great thing for them, Dusseldorf playing Bayern tonight. It's going to be very, very tricky for Dusseldorf to pick up points. So, as it stands, potentially, they've got a very, very, very good chance of getting out of this relegation zone. I mean, as for Paderborn, they might as well just pack up their bags and get ready for Bundesliga too.
It's looking like, so I was going to say, it's looking like Augsburg are making 2 changes. Richter and Niederlechner coming on, I'm guessing, for Cordova, and I don't know who Richter would be coming on for.
I'll have a look now. Let's see what changes going on. We've had, I think, 3 changes for Mainz and 1 for Hoffenheim in this game. Have there been any changes in the Wolfsburg Frankfurt game?
No.
No changes in that one. No Bastos as of yet, sadly.
Just nothing.
Which is a shame. Any changes in the Schalke game, or are they sticking the same side as well?
I wouldn't know because I'm watching 2 dogs talk about the FA Cup.
That.
We love to see it. Creature comforts still going on there. It's still not come up with the changes. I'll find out what they are in a moment's time.
I know, as I said, take a while on who scored.
Who scored takes a long time. I'm going to try and see if I get something different for next week that's a bit more up to date, because it does take about a minute or 2 for things to come up on this one. But we are kicking off in this game. We're a couple of minutes into this now. And in the other games, we've kicked off apart from Schalke. Maybe they're sacking Wagner in the background.
Liechtenstein are there warming up. He's been aggressive this game. He's an angry man, I feel like.
There we go. Yeah, you are correct, indeed, Nicholas. They have indeed kicked off. We love to see it. Do you think he's going to score today, Scov, Nicholas? I know you're probably watching the game in the background. Big Scov fan. Do you think he's going to score? He had a good chance earlier on, but has Creature Comforts finished, Schalke? The Schalke one? Or is it? Is he not kicked off yet?
No, we're still not off yet.
We talk about the magic of the FA Cup and how you can go to the games and anything can happen.
They are back out though. They'll be starting in no time probably.
You can't even bloody go to the games now.
Oh, they've got an escalator in the tunnel.
Rashik has got his pants down, and I'm not lying. He's got his pants down, walking down the tunnel with his pants down.
Maybe he's got sweaty bollocks. We've all had that experience before, innit? It's awful. Oh, there we go. We've got the changes now. So Anisiwo, Ostinali, and Brzezinski have come on, and they've taken off Boetius, Mateta, and who else has come off? Hack at the back.
Bittencourt has come off because he limped off at the half-time whistle, and I think Asako's coming on for him.
There we go. So a couple of changes.
Who's putting a lot of threat.
Bittencourt limped off, which is unfortunate since he's been probably Wolfsburg's been Werder Bremen's best player. Asako, I don't really know much about him.
He was good last week. Nicholas says if Skov gets free kicking good position, he will score. Question, Kieran L. Is Bastos on?
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
No, I guess when Silva and Kamada are doing all right, there's not much to change, is there? Stick him on a cam. Why not? Just for fun.
We're off. Get in.
They were brilliant at Freiburg, the three of them. I don't know why they've changed it. Because let's be fair, they've had one shot and it was a penalty. So
yeah.
Ogzipka has come on for Tadibo, who was at fault for the goal for Schalke.
And we're off as well.
There we go. We like to see it. So all the games are kicking off again. Here we go.
It looks like never mind. It did update. Cordova had come off on Niederlicher like a guest. Yeah, and apparently Richter hasn't come on, even though he was speaking to the manager. So who's got on? Niederlicher has come on for Lowen, who was playing at camp, so possibly going two up front now. And that's it. Richter must have not come on.
I was very surprised Niederlicher had not started with being their top scorer.
Richter has come on for Cordova.
Schalke have had a shot. McKennie has put it well far wide. Bittencourt did come off for Osaka, by the way. So Schalke
is that their first shot?
Their second shot of the game, that is.
Oh, that's progression.
They've both come through Weston McKennie.
Nicholas Bergstrom says he misses Bentner at Wolfsburg. And Chris has asked, who do you guys think will win the Champions League and Europa League if they resume?
Man United.
Juventus and Leverkusen.
Bayern and Leverkusen.
I don't even know who's bloody left in these competitions, to be honest. I actually do think Man U might have a good shout of winning it, to be honest. I genuinely do. You got to think to yourself, Pogba should be back. It's all right. Have you had a chance in you?
No, it would look like there was a big mistake at the back, but I think Summer's been given for offside.
That's right. I was going to say, you've got like Pogba, Fred, Bruno, everyone's back. I think you've got a good shout.
Man United. We've got a full squad for the first time since the first game of the season.
I think just the important thing is when the Premier League does come back, and obviously we saw with the Bundesliga, you got a couple of injuries here and there. I think it's important that.
Oh no! And oh my god, he's made double save there, but that could have been a blunder. Jarstein, cross comes in deep from the Augsburg wing. So cross comes in, goes straight at Jarstein, but Jarstein doesn't catch, parries it out, and it comes back to, I don't know who did the initial cross, but whoever did it gets the ball again, but he just kicks the ball against the ground, it bounces, and Jarstein's had to parry it away. Another cross comes in for corner for Augsburg.
Got a little chance there. Could have made it 1-1 within a couple of minutes of the second half. How are we going in the Wolfsburg-Frankfurt game? Is it still all... oh, wow, I've just seen 14 shots for Wolfsburg and 4 for Frankfurt. Jesus.
Yeah, but to be fair, Wolfsburg I don't think have created anything apart from the double save from Kevin Trapp earlier. The most interesting thing that happened was a bit of naughty Timmy Chandler. He stood on the back of Roussillon's Achilles and he went down for a good 3 minutes. So that's past most of this.
It was a chance for Schalke, and he kicked it straight at the defender's leg. It should have been 1-1, but he slipped as he kicked it. They've definitely started better in the second half. They're all over Werder Bremen so far.
Had a good little chance from De Boer there, straight at the goalkeeper, though, unfortunately. But now let's put, should the EFL Championship have a name change to avoid confusion with the Champions League? Is that because the Championship's better than the Champions League?
Oh, limbs. Honestly,
Yeah.
limbs.
You just don't get games of the highest quality in the Champions League, unlike the Championship.
People say, you know, Tuesday nights at Anfield. No. Tuesday nights at Griffin Park. That's right.
Tuesday nights at the Bet365.
Good old Tuesday night at the CareCom coming next season.
We went to the Bet365 because we lost 5-1.
Schalke have got a free kick left-hand side. I think he's going to whip it in. It's Caligari over it. Looks a bit like Rick Grimes from Walking Dead.
Well, we've got appeals for a penalty.
He's
And
whipped
the
it into
referee-
that. Gregory should have headed it wide. Sorry about that, Kieran.
But
Well,
who
it's
to,
alright.
Kieran?
The referee, well, it's not a penalty. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. He's looking for the VAR, but the ref was in two minds because when you peek round the door, he looked like that at the official on the right-hand side to see if he was going to give anything, and he didn't. So now he's got to wait for VAR to get involved. That's not a handball. It's not a handball, that. But I don't know because I'll get the decision to you when I can.
I did think at first you just meant he didn't know where the monitor was, and he was just going around saying, "Where's the monitor?"
No, it was
Someone's
hearing, but his linesman didn't give anything, and there's a reason because it wasn't handball. So there you go. Move on. It's all right. Move on.
What were you going to say beforehand, Kimmy D?
Nothing.
No, that's right. You were going to say something, and then you didn't. That's all right. Chris has put 2020, the year Liverpool winning the league and Leeds promoted both behind closed doors, and could be behind closed doors. Man City finally winning the Champions League. And then Nicholas put behind closed doors, Man City gets banned from Champions League. Just to counteract that argument there. I mean, that would be a good game if the Champions League does come back. Man City, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Of course, Ramos was sent off in that game.
City won the first leg, didn't they?
Yeah,
They did indeed. 2-1.
Bernabeu.
KDB and Jesus.
As Kieran D says, the City are used to playing in front of barely no one, so it's like they'll be used to no crowd, so they have the advantage in that game genuinely.
It's gone a bit quiet these games.
It's like they've sort of just done a replica of what the start of the game, where Augsburg for the first 5 minutes just put Hertha under a threat, and then Hertha do come into their own eventually. This is exactly what happened at the start of last game, and they're doing exactly the same thing now.
Not bad at all, not bad at all. It's once again, it's a quiet first 10 minutes in these matches as it stands so far. Schalke 0, Werder Bremen 1. Of course, Bittencourt, who has come off the field at half-time, scored that goal to put them in the lead. They're looking quite dominant in that game. Still, nearly 70% possession in that match. Mainz 0, Bebu opened the scoring for Hoffenheim, making it 1-0 to Hoffenheim in that game. 16 shots, a couple of good little chances in this match. It needed a goal in that first half, and Bebu delivered. He'd only been on the pitch for about 2 or 3 minutes. So as it stands, it's 1 in that game. Hertha Berlin 1, Augsburg 0. Dillarosen, fantastic goal for Hertha Berlin. They've been absolutely flying in that match. But there's been a couple of little chances for Augsburg to get an equaliser. And Wolfsburg 0, Frankfurt 1. Andre Silva with a penalty at the 27th minute means that Frankfurt are in the lead. As the table stands, Frankfurt have moved up into 12th place, 32 points there, 5 points away from those playoff spots. Hertha Berlin, they're in 9th as it stands. And of course, there are no teams from the top 5 playing in this afternoon's fixtures. But Bayern, they are against relegation battling Dusseldorf a little bit later on tonight. Did you say it was 5:30?
Yeah.
5:30 for that one there. Cheers, Robert.
Chris put his prediction in. I think Bayern Munich to win Champions League, and pains me to say Manchester United to win Europa League. Hopefully Wolves win it though.
Good save by Pavlenka there. Rahman, first real chance for Schalke to equalise. Got free on right hand side at penalty area after a ricochet. I think it's Langkamp. It's come off. No, it's Moisander. It's a good save from Pavlenka.
Got a few decent little chances in that match. Pavlenka. Two all right goalkeepers there. Of course, Nubel back in the lineup today. Of course, Schuber. Let's say hasn't had the best of times at Schalke in these last couple of weeks. Of course, letting a few goals. I'm not going to say too many. He's let a couple in. Maybe he didn't let 3 in against Augsburg. But talking about Augsburg, they did score 3 against Schalke. They've had 3 shots so far. Any chances since that little nearly mishap with Jarstein? Fantastic. So, Wolfsburg, Frankfurt. Oh, no. Wolfsburg, Frankfurt. How's that going?
Yeah, there we go. I'll get back to you, Josh. It's
Cheers, lad.
Honestly, though, I feel bad because I can't actually report anything. I should have just stayed silent.
Same.
No, I think he's. I think we could all agree. Have all 4 games just gone very quiet in terms of chances?
I mean, this game's kind of spurred into life a little bit. Schalke are looking really good. They are making a save. I'm not sure save. They're making a sub, and I'm not sure why Weston McKennie's coming off because he's been the best player on the pitch. He does not look happy about coming off. So he's walked off at the closest point of the pitch, and I'm pretty sure he's just said over to David Wagner, "Why am I coming off?" I can't even pronounce who's come on. Buliab or something. He's come off.
Bushelab.
Him. I'm not sure why Weston McKennie's coming off. He didn't seem injured. He's not on a yellow card. He has been their best player.
Oh, it's a tussle. Oh, he's just saved it. Oh, we love a goal tussle. I mean, Baumann there. The corner was whipped in. It's headed. It bobbles on the line. Baumann tries to push it away. One of the Hoffenheim defenders clears it. But not well enough.
It's a goal. It's 1-1, and it's from a Wolfsburg set piece.
It's
exactly no. It's Kevin Mbabu. It's exactly what Dylan says. There's a free kick on the right-hand side, and who stands over it? Maximilian Arnold. He always stands over every set piece at Wolfsburg have. It's a brilliant whipped ball, and it's towards the near post, and then Mbabu heads it on, and it goes through Trapp's fingers, really. Could have, if he had stronger hands, that could have kept out, but 1-1, good goal, Kevin Mbabu, header.
There we go, right back in it. And if Kevin Trapp had a better haircut and had not cut his hair off, he'd have made a much better save, in my opinion.
I tell you what, Augsburg, since Niederlechner and Richter have come on, they've really been dominating. They've been dominating for more than 5 minutes now, which is big considering that's how long they dominated for. Last half again, great link-up play. Niederlechner just can't get the end of the short chip across. It's been all Augsburg so far.
Yeah, it's been their standout play this season. Niederlechner's top scorer for Augsburg, and it obviously proves well when he comes on that he makes a massive impact for the side. I mean, I look at Augsburg's side on paper. Is it just me that thinks it's not strong at all? You've got a old and withering Lichtsteiner playing right back. There's just not really a standout player in that side, apart from Niederlechner.
He doesn't usually play right back, does he? Because he didn't start midweek. I know he didn't start midweek because he came on as a sub. But I know what you mean. It's a very underwhelming Bundesliga side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 10 average players and 1 good player. I mean, Jedvai's on the bench today. He's not actually starting either, which is a shame. Sad times. But Mainz Hoffenheim still 1-0 in this match.
Just wasted such a good opportunity for Schalke. Definitely the best of the games I've had. A bit of head tennis going on. Rahman heads into the box. It's Salif Sane who flicks it on, and Gregic hits it on the volley. It would have been a great goal if it went in. Snapshot on the volley, and it just flew over the crossbar.
He might have taken McKennie off, by the way, because of the yellow card.
Yeah,
maybe it's the suspension.
But he did not look happy coming off the pitch, did Weston McKennie. Obviously, he's supposed to go off the pitch at the closest point. He'd gone off the pitch, and it looked like he were mouthing over something to David Wagner. Selke's coming on for Rashika as well, by the way.
Rashika coming off?
João Victor's coming off for Admir Mehmedi.
Then there's another sub.
I'd say.
There's another sub for Schalke as well. I can't quite tell who that is, though. Katukcu for Gregoritsch.
Oh, yeah, Katukcu, the Turkish winger, he's coming on there. Not too bad. In terms of this game, Mainz bombing forward here. Still going all the way into the box. Cross back. Bobbling. It's got to be a goal, and it is. Mainz are back in it. It's 1-1. And it is a finish, once again, from Liverpool loanee, Taiwo Iwonyi. Wow. I tell you what, it was a great chance there for an Istiwo to tap it in. Baumann looks to have injured himself, but the magic sponge magically works and he's back on his feet. But Awoniyi, lovely little finish. And Istiwo had a great chance to tap it into the back of the net. Didn't get any connection with the ball. Actually back heels it somehow. I don't think he another mistake's back heel there. And Baumann on the floor means he had absolutely no chance to save it. I don't know whether this is going to count or not. No, it's not. It's not counted. Baumann with the going down there. Apparently, the referee's saying there that somebody had kind of knocked into Baumann there, and it's not counted. It's still 1-0 Hoffenheim here.
Well, I think Rashika's come off. He's got a bandage on his right thigh now. It does not look good for him at all. He's limping on it. He's obviously off the pitch.
I'm confused now because the stadium inside is still saying it's 1-1, but it can't be. Yeah, no, it's still 1-0 Hoffenheim.
A sub for Hertha, Scalebread, who's been great this game, coming off for Meyer this time. Switching a blonde man for another, look very similar. These two players, both of them, can make an impact. Sort of try to cement Hertha's leaders. Augsburg again being attacking well.
Yeah, no, you're spot on there, Nicholas. Baumann, yeah, was taken out. Absolutely right to not give that as a goal.
I've got another set piece, and it's in the carbon copy position of Wolfsburg's first goal. But it's not. Oh my god! It's nearly a carbon copy. No, it's not. It was whipped in really well by Arnold. His set pieces are dangerous, and I can see what Kieran Dillon was on about earlier. But the defender tried to clear it, but it ricocheted back off, I think it was Stefan, and then volleyed by the centre-back. Could be Nosh, maybe, but he volleys it over.
It's whipped in low. There's a shot. It's blocked. Still not clear. There's another shot coming in low. It's blocked. Another shot blocked. Schalke have spurned into life in these last couple of minutes. Caligari's to give the ball away. But yeah, sorry about that, Kieran.
No, I'm finished, mate. Don't worry.
Oh, good chances for Schalke there. Wolfsburg throwing bodies in front of the ball.
Yeah, now they've started to open up now. A bit more possession. Werder Bremen nearly, they're dropping possession now, 64.9%. But Schalke have had a couple of shots there, 6 shots overall. A couple of changes maybe have helped the game massively there. They've gone to a flat 4-4-2. Gregorich and Rahman up top. Azikpa playing as a left mid. So looking a bit more dangerous there. Rowan, Hertha Berlin, Augsburg.
Yeah, we've just had a great Augsburg sort of attacking chance. Yeah, playing it through. Vargas does eventually lose it, but ball ping through to Needler. Needler controls it well, plays it through back to Vargas. Vargas does it's very similar to Durison's goal. Flicks it over a player, but then does get dispossessed. But again, all Augsburg, Hertha haven't been able to get a look in. Yeah,
they're just showing here the Mainz opportunity for the goal. Baumann was wiped out there. There was no way that was going to count from when you actually look back at it. But they had a chance there to make it 1-1 in that game. You did have it in the back of the net, but it doesn't count, unfortunately. But they're still pushing on this one. 13 shots for Mainz, 9 for Hoffenheim. Not going to lie, even though Hoffenheim got the goal, they've not been that convincing. I think the goal from Babu there was absolutely quality finish from him, but they've looked a bit lackluster with their opportunities. But you could say the same for Mainz in this one. Good game overall, plenty of shots going on, and a fair amount of the other cards, but both missing a pivotal striker. Sub in your game, Ron?
Yeah, Kadira now coming off, probably trying to obviously he's on a yellow card, probably just trying to play safe. Bayer's coming on for him. Very quick substitution. Ball's given away though. Sorry. Ball is given away, and Hertha should have done better then. Luthen makes us like a horrible mistake. Liechtenstein does come across to make the block though to save his ass. But again, Augsburg, this is how it happened before. A goalkeeper mistake, and then Augsburg just lose confidence.
Pressure on in that match there, as you can see. Stats-wise, 9 shots for Hertha Berlin, 4 for Augsburg, 58.6 possession there for Hertha Berlin. A couple of very decent chances since Niederlechner has come onto the pitch.
Yeah,
looks like he's changed it up slightly for them, which is fantastic to see.
Yeah,
got a chance here, and it's cleared away. Wolfsburg, Frankfurt.
Kieran, is Bastos on?
Yeah, I was about to bring it up. I'm waiting for the introduction of Bas Dost, because if there's one thing this game is lacking, it's Dost. So he's not on yet, but surely, because Frankfurt obviously are now level and they need the win because they're lower in the table. So bring on Bas Dost and it's guaranteed dubs.
Yeah, no, that's when things are going to get real when Dost is on. That's when I hope what happens is Dost comes on, but let's pray that somehow Weghorst doesn't get subbed off at the same time.
Yeah, that'd
be painful.
Stay on the bench, Ginchek. You're not wanted.
They're both going
I
to
tell you what, though, Frankfurt, if they lose this game today, Frankfurt could be 2 points from that playoff spot.
Well, imagine if Mainz pick up something against Hoffenheim. There's enough time to do it. Enough, 25 minutes left plus added time. And if Fortune could get something out of Bayern Munich, it's a tough ask. But if they could even just grab a point, claw a point, Frankfurt are looking dangerous. Like I said this last week, I'm pretty sure, or it was the other day on the podcast, that they're not safe yet.
It's crazy to think, though. If you look at the quality of the squad they've got, you wouldn't think they'd be down there.
No, I think you said it to me midweek, Kieran, when I was watching Freiburg v Frankfurt. I said two teams with not really much to play for because Freiburg could still get Europe. But you said Frankfurt needs to start looking down because, as we've seen, Fortuna have been quite decent since the return. Werder haven't looked too bad.
There's a lot of teams from 12th to 15th, 16th that aren't winning games. Like Augsburg out really picking up games, Cologne out picking up wins.
Yes! Sorry, carry on.
Mainz out picking up wins. Dusseldorf obviously picked up that winning midweek, which were great, but there's a lot of teams in the middle of the table that aren't winning games.
When you look at it, the craziest thing is that the most informed team right now in that bottom half of the table genuinely is Werder Bremen.
Oh, it's 2-on-1. It's 2-on-1. It's Kamada. What is he doing? He's running into a bloody alley. He was 2-on-1 with Andre Silva, and he's run into an alley. What are you doing, Kamada? We're a goal opportunity.
I think the most on-form team in the league is probably Bayern Munich, but I'd say secondly, it's probably Hertha Berlin.
Yeah, no, Hertha have been incredible since they've come back.
Well,
we were talking...
Sorry, that's why I cheated. Right. Piatek's come on for Luke Bacchio or Ipswich, and Matthew Leckie, my FIFA legend, has also come on for Luke Bacchio or Ipswich. I didn't see
a couple of changes. It's crazy that, because we were talking, of course, in one of the podcasts that we did before the season started back up again, that we were like Hertha Berlin, one of the weird sides where we don't know where they're going to finish. They are now well and truly in with a shout for the Europa League here. You look at Freiburg once again.
Count on here, Benito Rahman, Klassen, delayed Rahman. That's a terrible pass. He's still got it, luckily though. Body's coming back. I don't know really what he's going to do with a terrible pass. Klassen's cleared it. Schalke had a good chance for a counter.
Oh. Is Baumann going to get sent off here?
Is it a penalty?
No. It's just outside of the box. I'm confused what the ref's doing. Is he saying that's a dive? I don't know if he's waiting for VAR here, but Baumann came out of his box, went lunging in on a tackle on, I think, Awonyi that was. He's just giving him a talking to right now. I don't know if he's given a card here to Baumann or not, but he didn't get much of the ball at all. No, play's going on. Weird that. I thought Baumann should have been carded there.
The last 20, just to give you an idea of how good Schalke are actually playing now, the last 20 minutes they've had 8 shots, and Werder Bremen have had 0.
Werder Bremen holding on for life.
Playing for David.
Still need the goal though, which looks a long way off at the moment. The shots are having they've been half chances, not really clear cut. The clear cut one was probably Gregorich's volley, which went over the bar. Josh Sargent countering on his own here though, and he's been fouled.
It's starting to liven up though. We're getting towards the last 20 minutes of these fixtures. As it stands, we've had no goals. We have had 1 goal in the second half. Sorry, we had Mainz. Still 1-0 in that game between Hoffenheim. But the only goal we've had in the second half so far as it stands is Kevin Mbabu to make it 1-1 for Wolfsburg. Hertha Berlin 1-0 up still. Looking not too bad in that game. 1-0 to Hoffenheim, of course. And as you said just a moment ago, Schalke putting the pressure on, but Werder Bremen holding on for dear life with a point here. Of course, as the table stands, it's looking very, very tasty up there. I was talking about earlier, just before we had a couple of chances, Hertha Berlin being in 9th. If you actually look at the teams around them, I'd say realistically, Hertha Berlin the most informed team right now. Wolfsburg have been good, dropped a couple of points. Hoffenheim, I think this has been their first 3 points in the last couple of games.
Got a 4-on-3 here. What a terrible pass again. The Schalke are countering really well, but when they're on the counter, the final ball is lacking. And by the time they dawdle about with it and they fuck about with it, where Werder Bremen have already got 11 men behind the ball again.
They are not wanting to give up any points, are they?
No.
We spoke this week about teams we thought like could. I think was it the European places we talked about maybe 2 weeks ago, and then this week we talked about relegation. And Hertha Berlin were always just on the outside of that conversation, but before all this started, you wouldn't expect them to be above Schalke at this point.
So, I don't know what his thinking was there, but Augsburg, it was Richter. Augsburg had a great chance to counter-attack there. It was 3v4. And I'm guessing Richter saw that Jarstein was a little bit offline, but I mean, he just passed it through to Jarstein. Such a wasted chance there for Augsburg, and that could come back to haunt them as Hertha now are literally sat on the outside of Augsburg's box. Nothing happens, but Richter, what a poor mistake there.
Still 1-0 in that game. Hertha Berlin 1, Augsburg 0. Mainz, we're having a change here. Hoffenheim are bringing on a player. I think, is it Munas de Boer is coming off here? Yeah, de Boer's coming off, and Bayer is coming on. De Boer's not looked that impressive today. He's had 1 or 2 chances, but nothing any danger, unfortunately. So he's come off the field, of course, moved from Sevilla not too long ago.
Josh Sargent's just come off for Werder Bremen. He's put in a good shift today. He's put in a very good shift. He's been that outlet, that out ball that they've needed on the counter attack. He's not really done much with the ball, but he's been all right.
Who have they brought on?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to look at the bench to see who it could be. I'm guessing it might be a Voltemad or Grosch.
I don't know who it was. I don't actually know him.
Augsburg,
It was Bargfried.
Bargfried.
Like a proper English fry-up. Everything's on the plate, but they can't put it in the mouth. Like,
what?
They're like just a plate of food. Everything's
so it's like
there.
A baby, then.
Everything's there, but they can't put it on the fork and then in the mouth. They're just like shodding, like missed passes, trying to set something up. Nothing. Oh, that might be another studs to the balls. But like just nothing comes off, and we have got another yellow card. Just Augsburg have been so strange because they've had the attacking chances. They have been a threat to Hertha, yet when the push comes to shove, they cannot get the ball even in the hands of Jarstein.
So are we saying it's like the equivalent of having 10 pissed up players on the pitch and one that's the sober one that's trying to help them out?
Yeah.
I'd say that's the best equivalent we can put it to. Wolfsburg Frankfurt, I've not heard much from this game. Has it gone just really, really quiet?
Yeah, to be fair, mate, there's absolutely nothing to report. There's been the odd counter-attack, but then it ran into absolutely nothing. And yeah, just a lot of it's been played in the middle. Gacinovic looks injured, so maybe that means Dost is going to be introduced. There's a sub. Please be. There's a sub. Come on. It's Ginczek.
Breaking news.
Oh, no.
According to Sky Sports, UK government gives green light for competitive sport to return behind closed doors from Monday, June the 1st.
So that'd be rugby, football. You know about like, what does it mean by competitive? As in just because all sports competitive, isn't it?
I think it probably means professional competitive sport. I don't know. It was a volley, and that is an awful attempt on goal from Ox Picker. He's saying sorry to his team. I wouldn't be saying sorry to your team. I'd be saying sorry to yourself, mate. It's not even Ox Picker. It's John Joe Kenny. He needs to go back to Everton with that kind of kicking. Oh, that is awful.
The chances of seeing Voot v Dost is over. Ginczek's on for Voot. It's sad time.
Info Dost comes on now.
I hate him.
I'm now watching Voot and Dostless derby.
Oh.
Dost on the bench.
Dost comes off bench to score winner.
Surveillance.
I can't believe that. That's gutting. We were expecting Weghorst and Dots to come on and play, and we would have the ultimate derby game. And I swear they did this last time. I swear the last time we said that. Derby, good save.
One of them were injured.
Oh, that is a great save. Hoffenheim, great chance to make it 2-0 there. I think that was a great chance. A Baumgartner was on goal there. And a quality save from, once again, he's had such a good game today. Florian Muller has been outstanding for Mainz. Unfortunately, as I said, they're still 1-0 down, but they've had a fair amount of chances, Hoffenheim, and he's really proved his worth here today. But it could have been 2, still 1-0 here. And first really major opportunity there's been for the last 10-15 minutes. Yeah, just seeing it here. Posh dinks the ball in. A nice little touch. Tries to curl it. It was actually Bayer with a chance there, and Muller stood tall. Good work, but we've got a change here for Mainz. 2 changes. Malong has come on, and we've got another change as well. Number 18 has come on. I don't know who that is off the top of my head.
I see someone being readied.
Is it the man?
Is it the man?
Comes, it's Dost.
Yes.
Genuinely, 2 minutes
Just
after
10.
Vegas comes off.
I know.
10 minutes late.
Dost is on for Andre Silva. I think I see Fernandez as well that's coming on. And I can't tell who the other one is. Yeah, Fernandez is on as well for Sebastian Roda. There goes the talisman. And Lucas Toro's on as well. And I think that might be for Gacinovic, because Gacinovic looked up. Or is he just getting a drink? Oh, Gacinovic is just getting a drink.
We've got sub as well. Framberger's come on for Liechtensteiner.
Oh, Schwazai's come on for Robin Kaison, who's had a pretty quiet game, to be honest. He's not had much of a
the restart. Do you not think Kaison's not been as good as he was?
I think Mainz have been poor.
Yeah, true.
They were poor against who did they play in the week? Drew 1-0. Was it Augsburg they played in the week? They were poor.
I can't remember.
Yeah, no, I think the sales they had before this break happened have died off. Is it red card?
No, I thought it was a second yellow. The way the ref were running over, it's not. It's his first yellow for number 10, who is Bayer. Yeah, so it's his first yellow. He just stamped on someone's foot. Yeah, clear yellow. Manager wasn't happy with it.
If Werder Bremen get away with this is such a big win for them, because Schalke, they're all over them pretty much now, dominating the game. They just can't get into the box to have a shot or anything. They're trying to get balls in down the line. The fullbacks are absolutely killing themselves to try and get the balls because they're playing that wide. It's not working for them as of yet.
We've got some slow burners today. Slow burners in terms of goals. Not any goal for us really, unfortunately, as it stands. But we're getting towards the end of these games. We've got about 15 minutes to go, not included at the time. As it stands, 1-0 Werder Bremen against Schalke. They're holding on for dear life. Hoffenheim 1, Mainz 0. Augsburg 1-0 down to Hertha Berlin, and it's still all level in that game between Wolfsburg and Frankfurt. It's 1-1.
Watching Kostic v Mbabu has been a very fun matchup, though. I think they're arguably the 2 best players on the pitch.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's Kostic been like? Because I've not heard much about him since the season start back up again.
Yeah, he honestly doesn't seem to be the player he was before the restart. You can see he's always got danger in him. He's kind of the guy that, he may not be there for 85 minutes, but give him 5 and he'll change the game. But up against Mbabu, again, he's not really had a sniff, and he looks injured now, actually. He looks like he's... Oh, no, he's back up. He's fine. I think
it's a great chance here. He's going to take it. 1-on-1. Is that Bayer with a chance? He's fluffed it. And another good save there from Florian Muller. Didn't have to do much there. Bayer. Good chance. Good little chance there, but nothing much. It's been a very slow burner of a second half here, but we've got a corner here for Hoffenheim. They've looked a lot better, I have to say, since De Boer's come off. I think De Boer was very, very quiet in that second half. Bayer's done already as much within about 5 to 10 minutes as De Boer has. But I tell you what, there's been a lot of shots. How many shots has there been in this game? 25, but a lot of them have just been very, very poor opportunities. Not a great deal of danger within the shots.
I do feel sorry for Augsburg. Sorry, I'm just going to say, because they're attacking well, but just like in their set pieces from corners, they've had a few going later into this game. I think in the first half they had 1 this game. They already had 4 in the space of like 2 minutes. They just seem to not doing well. I say that, and there's a counter-attack on here. I didn't want to interrupt you, Kieran. Sorry.
No, sorry. I just think with the way these games are being played and the way we're speaking about them, it's quite clear to see why none of these teams are challenging by the way we're speaking about them.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lack of quality. that the other top 5 teams clearly have, that these don't.
Absolutely. I think you actually look at pretty much the 90% of the sides that are playing today, apart from, you could say, Wolfsburg and Hertha Berlin, are playing awful. And you can tell why they're playing awful. At the end of the day, Hertha Berlin have looked really good against Augsburg. Wolfsburg, how would you say? Because obviously I'm not watching the match. Have Wolfsburg just been dominating them? I mean, they've had 17 shots.
Yeah, they've been the better side, but they've not been meaningful chances. That's the thing. They've created chances, but none meaningful enough to warrant them taking the lead. But if I was to say which team deserves it a little bit more, I'd say Wolfsburg, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the goal thing class compared to the teams, because even this Mainz, Hoffenheim has been pretty poor.
Same with man, like you say, Wolfsburg and Hertha, these 2 top running teams, but Hertha haven't been amazing. Like I said, it's been a lot of Augsburg the second half, but Hertha, Dilrosun got the goal, but after that, there's nothing which made me think that they can get a couple more goals.
Well, this is the first week where they've had midweek fixtures, I think. And do you think because players aren't able to get up to their full fitness levels, obviously after a long break, do you think maybe that's it? Everyone's just a little more tired than they would be?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, potentially. It is a fair shout. Because I think this week, the midweek fixtures are, I think there's one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. So there's not too many this week. It's kind of like their little break. But I think it's the week after when we go back to having more than just one fixture in the midweek. Great chance. Oh, it's bobbling. And it's a simple ball there for Bauer.
Miranda's come off a Bergstaller in this game.
Schalke are going for it now.
He's on to the ball straight when he puts the ball across the box and nobody's there. Nobody's gambling for Schalke.
Well,
that's a brilliant tackle.
Oh, Bayer's in here again. Oh, he's in, but that's a good little piece of defensive work there from Niakate.
Again, Hertha had a great free kick. They took it quickly. Then the cross was just straight at Luth. Both teams have not been convincing here. There is going to be a sub coming on though. Teagle's going to come on for someone. For Augsburg, I don't know who will come off for him.
Bayer goes for goal. It's far out.
I've got a sub. I think that is now Gacinovic finally coming off after I thought he was earlier. So that turned out to be Core, the midfielder. Coming on is Sau, who I'm not sure what his first name is, but it's not Musa Sau, the former.
It's something.
I think is it Jibril Sau?
No, is it? Shut up.
It's something Sau. We'll call him that, sure. Why
I think it's Jibril Sau. I think that's his name. I might be wrong. I think he's he's a midfielder.
Come on, he's whipped the ball into the box. It's headed away. Is that handball? No one's appealing for it. It looked handball. He's won it back again, though, and he's squirmed his way through. He's still got the ball. And Friedel.
I'll look on who scored. Josh might say his full name.
Not to be confused with Brad Friedel. Has won the ball back there.
Yeah, no, it's Jibril Sau. There you go. 23-year-old midfielder, Swiss. Spot on.
He's no face as well.
It's like on FIFA, innit, with the cards.
He's shown Dilrosun stat there. 1 goal, 1 shot on target, 32 touches. Like, it's not really what you want from one of your wingers.
Kamada's won it! Maybe it's the 85th minute and it's assist for Dost.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. It's a long ball into the box, and that's what you need to do. You need to play to Dost's strengths. Kamada looks knackered, by the way. So it's a cross from, I think it's Kostic. Dost heads it back across the box. It misses Sau, and Kamada's entering at the back post to slot it past the goalkeeper. It's 2-1, and Kamada scores again.
Go on, Kamada.
There you go. He started to get his form. We like to see it. And that could be massive for the Europa League spots, because as it stands, I don't know whether it's officially come up on here yet. I think it has. Hoffenheim on equal points.
This could be a penalty for Augsburg. Framberger puts the ball in, and when the Turin Higa slides, it does hit his hand, but it doesn't look like an unnatural position. Yeah, it hasn't been given. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but there was a big shout for Augsburg because now they're really piling the pressure on. They did say that Teagle came on for Framberger on BT, but it's Teagle's come on for Bizet. as well.
Oh, Selke's in. David Selke. Oh, he's good block from. I'm not sure who that is. It's a really good block. It's a corner.
We're getting chances, though, the last 5 minutes. And there you go. The table has updated. As it stands, Hoffenheim are equal on points. Look at that. We were talking about Hoffenheim being awful. But this win has put them on equal points as Wolfsburg. As for Hertha Berlin, had that been a penalty, things would have changed slightly. They are now only 4 points away from 6th. They're well and truly within a shout here for that Europa League spot. And as it stands right now with Frankfurt, they've just gone up to 12th place again, 32 points. We were talking 5 minutes ago how they could be in the fight for the relegation spots. They still are, but they're 5 points away as it stands, courtesy of Kamada's. It's looking like it's going to be a late winning goal, but there is still 5 minutes left of that match. But if anybody's winning, it's Bas Dost, because it's the Dost-Horst derby, and he's got the assist. Yeah, fantastic work there.
We might have a bit of added extra time in this game as there's been... Oh, it's just restarting now, but Suchi went down holding his face, took an elbow, medics have had to clean up his mouth and wipe away all blood and stuff, but the game's back underway.
I'll tell you what, if Wolfsburg would have kept on Vu, they might have had a chance to get back into this. I'm not questioning the manager's decisions, but it's poor. It really is.
He was doing quite well, though.
Chris just saying that about the UK government giving the green light. Nicholas just saying Geiger in for Baumgartner, and he said, "Oh no, I'm guessing that was due to maybe I don't know."
Nothing's happened so far. It's definitely not a goal.
I know you're not 2 minutes behind that, so I thought I'd say it.
Yeah, no, it's not a goal or anything. I'm guessing maybe it might be the substitution that he's not happy about there. But Mainz, they're really, really starting to push now in these last couple of minutes to get an equaliser. They've had 16 shots in this game, 12 shots for Hoffenheim. Once again, as I said, it is just a case of they're lacking a clinical finisher right now. Unfortunately, as you said earlier, Kaison, it was one of their better players on the pitch today, but not amazing. But unfortunately, I would feel I feel bad for Florian Muller. Saved a penalty, made a couple of other good saves, but still going to come out of this potentially losing it. He had a quality performance today. And I know he's conceded, but I have to say, I think he's definitely been the man of the match.
Schalke are awful. That's what's happened. They are awful. The final ball into the box every single time has been awful. They don't look like a team that has played together. They look so disjointed. They don't know where anybody is. They've won a corner based on sheer luck because Gebre Selassie wanted to edit it behind. John Joe Kenny puts a nothing cross into the box. They've got a corner, which is being whipped in now, and it's cleared. They are so disjointed, and I think they're not going to have a manager after this game.
Yeah, no, I think time's up for Wagner now. Nicholas Bergstrom made a very good point, actually, and said Dost doing his former club dirty.
Yeah, He is absolutely come back to haunt him. Never should have sold him, really.
They should have had a Boss Horst and Dost together. Fuck it, why not?
Another
big
chance. This time, the sub Teagle falls to the ground and he gets a shot off and it just goes wide. It comes off the Hertha defender for a corner, but Augsburg just put in threat. Boyat has been the centre back that Hertha.
Oh, Osaka's in. Oh, what a terrible touch. Sorry, Rowan.
That's fine, isn't it? Carry on.
I'm done.
Anyway, it's another yellow card now. This time, Piatek getting his name in the books. But Augsburg just attacking. Piatek has been forced to come in just to sit as a defender practically to try to cement this Hertha 1-0.
I think, like you said at half time, Kieran, if Schalke have a good second half, if they have some shots on target, they might keep him. I don't think that's going to be the
No, I don't think it was enough.
Oh, Osako's in to make it 2. Why has he squared it?
It should really be 2.
Oh.
So what's happened is he's gone through. I think he's seen Klassen out the corner of his eye, but in the time it's taken to turn his head back and he's received the ball, Klassen's actually been marked. He should have shot to make it 2-0. Nubel's in no man's land. Osako's not happy with Klassen. He should not be happy with himself, to be fair. It should be 2-0.
Well, Werder Bremen.
Shocking touch. Remembered it. Hands on their head. we're into added time, by the way, but there's been a big change in the Wolfsburg game. It's not a substitute. They've put the guard dog, John Brooks, up front. They are going for it. They need.
We'd love to see it.
Well, do you know what? If they needed long ball, should have kept Voot on.
Salis
about to say that.
On up front in this game.
And I mean, as well, I don't know if you said it before, but a bit of a throwback here. Swansea legend Jonathan de Guzman's on.
What a man.
I was going to bring it up. He got subbed on just a couple of minutes ago for Kamada. The possible.
They're in again here, Werder Bremen. That's definitely a penalty or a free kick. I'm not sure where that was. It's Eggestein. I think it's been given as a corner, I'm pretty sure. He was brought down by, I think it's Katucha. Yeah, it's been given as a corner. It's actually a good piece of defending. I don't know what I was on about.
Right, we've got about 3 minutes of this Mainz game left. Once again, Mainz pushing forward here, but they've just been so lackluster up top. You need a clinical finisher. I mean, a team like Augsburg, for example, you might have 10 average players, but if you've got the finisher there, he's going to bag the goals. As it stands here, they're having shot after shot after shot.
It's another shot! Oh my God, Jesus Christ. That was
what happened there?
Outside the box, it was... Yastin collects it. I don't know. Who was that? It could have been Grusio, possibly. Who was that? Number 23. It was Richter. Probably 45 yards out at least. Just lets one rip like Beyblades. And it hits the crossbar, pings off. But, that could be an incredible goal. Hits on like a half volley.
Florian Muller is up for the corner.
Go on,
2.5 minutes left of this. He's still up there. Corner is whipped. Oh, it's an awful ball. But we've got another corner again. Mainz. He's staying up there. In fact, he nearly had the chance to head it in on the first corner, but it just bobbled about. Malong's about to take it. There would be absolute pure limbs if Florian Muller scores this.
So David Wagner is shitting himself. There's 4 minutes of added time. He's looked at his watch about 3 times. We're 2 seconds into the added time, and he's already looked at his watch more than enough times. They're hitting long balls.
He's hit it. He's blocked. The goal's open. Hit it. Oh, he's missed it. He should have hit that first time. Why he took a touch there, I honestly don't know, because Baumann had gone to make a save previously. He should have just whacked it. He takes the slightest of touches. I think Ostonali there, and it really should have just hit it first time. I think that's it. I think Mainz are going to take this game with an L.
Well, I thought Hasebe had accidentally put through the opposition, but apparently they've given it as offside. But isn't it if it intentionally comes off someone else, from the opposition, it's allowed to continue?
Oh dear. Asako off. He was brought on at half time.
What's he done?
Unless he's injured or something, he jogged off the pitch fine. He looks fine to me, but Gross has come on. But, I don't know why he's come off.
It might be because he's on a yellow card, maybe. Has he made any risky tackles?
No, I think he's come off because of where he didn't shoot and he passed it instead, the chance. But it is a bit harsh. I don't know why he's brought him off, because he's been playing all right, to be fair to him.
That's an awful ball. Yeah, no, it was about 30 seconds left of this game. I really do think Hoffenheim have taken this terrible ball from there. Is that Ostonali again? The manager's not happy at all, but I think he's just accepted defeat there, unfortunately. Terrible. Once again, it's just the attacking play that's cost him.
We've got a red.
What's happened?
Well, basically, Lucas Toro, again, another substitute. He doesn't look like he's realised he's been sent off. He's made 2 cynical tackles stopping counter-attacks. And yes, you've got to do it for your team. But when you're on a yellow, you don't make another cynical tackle to stop a counter. You're just going to let someone else take the bullet. But he's done it again, and he's took out another player, and it's 2 yellows and a red.
That's it.
There's a bit of afters here in this game. David Selk has just gone down, and Ozcan has kneed him in the head. I'm not sure if it's intentional or not. David Selk looks a lot like Oakelfish, by the way.
Oh, no.
Game over.
Augsburg has what could be all undone. It's a shot, it's a goal.
2-0 Hertha.
Christoph Piatek, 2-0 Hertha.
Oh, go on, Piatek.
Bum.
The gunslinger scores.
Yeah, 2 minutes in at a time. Augsburg had gone balls to the wall. Everyone was up past the halfway line. Don't know whoever broke. Yeah, all the Oh, that's poor by Augsburg. And I don't know who that was. Ooh, Piatek might be offside here. I think they'll check it, but ball comes through. I don't think he is. Then Piatek just easy finish past Luth. I don't know who played that ball through, but whoever it was, he wasn't greedy. Piatek shoots, and poor Augsburg, because the second half, for me personally, they've been the better team. But if you can score, you can score, and Hertha have done that exactly.
We've got 50 seconds left in this game.
Full time in this game. Nicholas has said it perfectly there. The whistle's been blown. I don't know whether they honestly went down to the floor as if they'd lost a final. I honestly do feel sorry for Florian Muller because he was the standout performer in this game. The amount of saves he made, the penalty save, great performance, but nothing comes of it. And Hoffenheim, a massive 3 points considering the situation that's going on at Wolfsburg right now. But yeah, Mainz 0, Hoffenheim 1. Hoffenheim will be very happy with that. Big 3 points on the board.
There's 9 seconds left in this game. I think it's going to be another defeat for Schalke.
I do love the comment from Nicholas. He said, the referee looks like Johnny Sins, the bald guy. And also, take care, lads.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you very much, Nicholas, for joining us. Cheers, buddy.
So Schalke have got a throw in their own half. We are past the 4 minutes. I think the ref's going to give it a bit more because of the afters that happened with Selke and Kabak it was. Long ball forward, headed away. Still going. Head tennis. It's been played. The referee is still not putting his whistle to his lips. It's back with Nubel. And that's it. Werder Bremen have got a massive win away from home, and the pressure is on David Wagner.
Yeah.
He's got to go now, surely.
The whistle's going to hurt there as well.
He's put his mask on. He does not look happy.
Within a week, he's lost to 2 of the bottom 3. 1 at home and 1 away.
I tell you, the Werder Bremen players are celebrating like they've won the Champions League.
It's a big victory.
Benito Raman on the floor.
I tell you what, I don't know about you, Josh, but Mainz are in a lot of trouble now because of the teams around them have just picked up points. Maybe about now, but Mainz seem in a little bit of trouble now.
And maybe they realised that, honestly, the whistle went and I think half the team just dropped to the floor. I don't know whether it's sunstroke or whether the fact that they just realised that this was a big game. 17 shots they had. And it's just, I think maybe it was the fact that Kaison should have stayed on because he wasn't doing bad. But the substitutes they brought on just didn't bring anything to the table at all. They had that chance with the 1 year as well. That could have made it 1-1. But it's a massive opportunity to get points that they've missed because once again I think it was 2 sides here where attacking wise they're lacking a clinical finisher, but it's a moments of brilliance from Babu.
I think in my game I highlighted him quite early. Kevin Vogt was brilliant in that defensive midfield role. Man of the match for me. He was sniffing out everything. He was just class. It's good to see it working when you push a centre back into that defensive midfield role, especially if they're a ball playing centre half like Kevin Vogt probably is, where they can dictate the play, they can pass it out. He's an outlet. And Werder Bremen, they used him really well today.
Yeah, no, you got it spot on. Highest rated player on the pitch today, 7.4 for him. Had a quality match.
Chris Wilson said, I'm off to work now, lads. Take care. Great channel as always. Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
I think just my games have finished. If you were Augsburg, you feel very disheartened with your second half performance. Like at the start of the second half, the shots finished at 11-8 to Hertha. I'm pretty confident at the start of the second half, it was 7-1 in terms of 7-2 in terms of shots. So Augsburg having some great thing is the possession nearly all evened up. Eventually, if you can hear them up back in the background, I do apologise. But yeah, if you were Augsburg, you'd feel very disheartened as you should have got a draw from this game. Because Hertha were the better side in the first half, Augsburg were the better side in the second half. But their risk of trying to get the goals, not putting everyone, but trying to get pushed for a goal, came back to bite them in the ass with all the players in front of the halfway line. It just led to an easy Hertha goal, fortunately.
Yeah, no, unfortunately there. And of course, we'll go through all the results now because the games have finished indeed. So that's Wolfsburg 1, Frankfurt 2. They won last week. They've lost this week. Frankfurt, it is a humongous 3 points. They needed that 3 points thanks to a Kamada. 85th minute winner. But I think, Kieran, now you can agree that Wolfsburg will feel like they've had a massive missed opportunity to take some points.
I would say so to an extent, but I've got to admit it was a game of very little clear-cut chances. I know it may look on the stats that Wolfsburg had a lot of shots, but I don't remember many times you come into me and saying, "Oh, it's a golden opportunity for Wolfsburg," or either Frankfurt. It was just Frankfurt were more clinical on the day, in my opinion, and Wolfsburg will rue the missed chances because teams like Hertha now, who are winning again, they're closing that gap to Europe, and especially after the form they should pick up from that massive midweek victory over Bayer Leverkusen, they looked a shadow of that team, and Frankfurt looked well in the 3-3 draw, and they were probably fortunate to pick up a win, but they stuck at it, and Kamada picks up another goal.
I suppose they went with Wolfsburg. They had that kind of like backdoor chance of making it to the Champions League because Gladbach weren't really on that good form because they'd beaten Leverkusen. If they'd have won today, I think they'd have only been something like 5 points behind Gladbach, and obviously a lot can change with Gladbach not winning since they beat Frankfurt on the opening day of the restart.
It's as you can see there, it's just proves costly. 19 shots they had overall, but 9 of them were off target. Just as you said, not many clinical chances at all. 7 shots out of the 25 today were on target. It was a big 3 points there for Frankfurt. As we'll look at the table in a little bit. Of course, as you said earlier, Rowan, Hertha Berlin 2, Augsburg 0. 2 goals in 2 games for Christoph Piatek. It looks like he's finally starting to find his form after his move from AC Milan, of course, to the Bundesliga, and a lovely finish from De La Rosen in that game as well. But not as convincing as it could have been, as you said. Augsburg will feel like they've missed a few chances.
Yeah, you saw after the game, the Augsburg team were not obviously like the Mainz players, but they were disheartened because it was definitely a winnable, drawable game. And unfortunately, you have to finish your chances, and that's what Augsburg didn't do. Lecture did definitely make a positive impact. I'm surprised they didn't start him, and I think he will start the next couple of games because he's been great. He was great at a game. But yeah, you have to score your goals, unfortunately. Augsburg did not do that.
Sadly, there 2-0. Big win for Hertha Berlin. Said they will look at the table in a moment. It's the story of the same with this game as well. Mainz Hoffenheim 1-0 win. Bebu just a moment of brilliance for the goal. But apart from that, there's a total of 29 shots in this game, and overall on target there was a total of 8 shots. 6 for Hoffenheim, 2 for Mainz. It just proves the point of, once again, you need to be clinical with your chances. And Mainz, it's a massive opportunity to get some points on the board, which has now cost them because the teams around them have started to pick up points. And finally, the other game, Schalke Werder Bremen, David Wagner. It would be very surprising if he's their manager next week. Another big 3 points for Werder Bremen.
Oh, they were great. It was a really professional performance for him, to be fair. Away from home, when you're in the bottom 3, they've scraped out a win, and they don't look like a team that should be in the bottom 3, obviously. Now, the last 3 games, they've kept 3 clean sheets. It shows how well of a well-oiled defensive unit they are. And with Kevin Vogt sat in front of that front 4, it works so well, like I've already said. Definitely man of match today. And it's, apart from the goal from Bittencourt, they didn't really offer much going forward, which is probably their only problem in terms of goal scoring.
And as you can see, Florian Koval, the manager there, will be absolutely ecstatic with that. Bittencourt with the goal. The only goal of the game has been absolutely brilliant since they've come back. And there's all the fixtures for today. There was 4 matches. And as the table stands, we'll look at the bottom of the league. Mainz will be ruining their missed chances because with that Werder Bremen win, Werder Bremen are 2 points off the relegation playoff spots, 3 points away from automatic survival. Mainz will be ruining their missed chances, for definitely so. Same with Augsburg. They're now 14th as well, 4 points off the relegation playoff spots with 31. Union Berlin, they play on Sunday, I believe on Monday, one of the 2. I'll have a look at the fixtures in a second. They are well and truly got to watch out now because they're in the battle for survival. Frankfurt, a win today means that they're up to 32 points, 5 points away from those playoff spots. Massive win, because it was only about half an hour ago we were talking about them potentially one should have been dragged into this race. As for the rest of the league, Schalke's loss today means they now drop under the top 10. They're actually 10th now, 37 points. They're still in the place for European spots, but it's starting to slowly dwindle away because Hertha Berlin's 3 points today means they now go into 9th, 4 points away from that 6th place European spot. Hoffenheim, they're on the same points as Wolfsburg after Wolfsburg's loss today and Hoffenheim's win. They're on 42 points, but Wolfsburg have an inferior goal difference, which means they still stay 6th. But a loss today means that Hertha Berlin and Hoffenheim have been well and truly dragged back into that Europa League battle. And as for the rest of the teams, of course, none of the top 5 have played today. So the rest of the fixtures going on across the weekend, of course, tonight, 5:30, is Bayern Munich versus Dusseldorf. I'm going to ask you the question again, guys. Do you feel like maybe there's a great chance now? Some of these fixtures have gone on and we've seen victories. Could Dusseldorf come out with a different approach?
I think I predicted a big shock, but I think he could. You know what? Bayern are coming off a win. Dusseldorf aren't. Have they? Or did they win?
Yeah, they won in the middle.
They went, well, fine. Dusseldorf are coming off a win, and for a team that as low as Dusseldorf are, a win can just build momentum, and I do hope they do it to make the league a bit more interesting.
It's a big match, and that'll be on at 5:30 today. That's the only evening fixture. As for Sunday, it's a battle of the bottom clubs. Gladbach in 5th. They're going up against a struggling Union Berlin side. That's 2:30. But the bottom battle there, as you can see, bottom Paderborn, they'll be facing Dortmund. That is 5 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. And then Monday, it's a big fixture once again. Cologne, they're at home to Leipzig. That is Monday, 7:30. As for the midweek fixtures, there isn't actually any. The only game that's on is that Monday fixture. Friday, we're back with an evening fixture. That's Freiburg versus Gladbach. And then next week, we have some big games at 2:30. You might have noticed there's one standout game that we'll be all licking our lips at. Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich is at 2:30. So next week, we will have Leipzig and Paderborn, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, Frankfurt and Mainz, and Dusseldorf versus Hoffenheim.
Massive games.
Can't wait that bloody wheel to ruin my life again.
Yeah, to be honest, Dusseldorf Hoffenheim will probably be a good game.
I was going to say, and to be honest, I like watching Paderborn for some reason.
I like watching Mainz as well.
I was about to say, even that Frankfurt Mainz game is going to be a good one. That's for sure. So they're the fixtures next week. We will find out what we are going to be watching next week on the wheel. Of course, we do that on the podcast, which is on a Wednesday. You can watch that on the channel as always. But once again, thank you very much, Rowan, Kieran, L, and Kieran D.
Thank you
for joining us as always.
No problem.
Thank you very much. We'll be back next week with the Bundesliga Watchalong. But in the meantime, there is plenty of content on the channel, including a recent new episode of the NFL Corner, which was available yesterday. So thank you very much for watching. We will see you for the Bundesliga Watchalong on Saturday and the podcast on Wednesday. See you later.